Here in Warsaw, they have the eye of the tiger. They won a sectional championship a year ago, and they're 2-1 this season. But tonight, Mishawaka gets off the bus for the first time as a member of the Northern Lakes Conference, and their quarterback, Justin Fisher, will indeed try to make this place his own. You are looking at Fisher Field in Warsaw, where tonight, for the first time since 1999, a new member of the NLC takes the field. Mishawaka takes on Warsaw on the 46th game of the week. And how you doing, everybody? Lined up like a 1-7-10 split. Chuck Freeby, Bob Nagel, Bo Hunt. Great to have you with us for what we think will be an exciting night of high school football. Bob, the Mishawaka Cavemen do come in with a record of 0-2 so far this season, but Keith Kinder likes what he's seen from his team, especially considering they may have played the toughest schedule in the state so far.
Yeah, and they put 71 points on the board in 2 ball games, and Justin Fisher's an outstanding quarterback. As long as he stays behind that big offensive line, they got some size up front. That helps them to run the football extremely well. It won't pass very much tonight, but I think Mishawaka's ready to go.
And before Keith Kinder talks football, he has a little announcement he has to make.
Happy birthday, Lucy.
All right.
I love you.
That said, what concerns you most coming into this game?
What he's got up his sleeve, that's probably the biggest concern. I know he's got something for us, and if we're ready for it, that's the big thing.
He wasn't even wearing sleeves tonight. What are you talking about?
He never wears sleeves, the proverbial sleeve.
Okay. Warsaw already has a Northern Lakes Conference win this year. They got it last week against Plymouth. Bart Curtis's team is 2-1, and he continues to say that they are a work in progress.
Well, one of the things that Bart Curtis and the Warsaw Tigers want to do is welcome Mishawaka to conference play, and you know what that means. They really want this one. They've had a good week of work. They've had a couple of injuries over the last couple of weeks, which has limited some of their players. But the thing about Bart Curtis, and I had a chance to talk to him about this, the mirror idea, playing against Mishawaka that runs the same offense and a lot of the same defense, so you're going to get a good look at that, and that's what Bart was concerned about.
Our team was a lot easier this week, Bob. Said number 2's down there, number 1's down there. We're going to rapid fire plays, and we virtually call everything the same, and it is the same. The big mystery is going to be on both defenses.
Bo Hunt works the sidelines tonight. No, really, he does. And Bo, as we take a look at this matchup, one of the great storylines is the fact that Bart Curtis used to coach at Mishawaka. He hired Keith Kinder as an assistant. You used to play against Friends in high school. I don't know how much coaching you've done against Friends, but what must that be like for these two guys tonight?
Well, I think first off and foremost, I think it's a privilege for both of them to coach against each other and have that respect for each other. The thing I look at on the X's and O's is I think each one knows their weaknesses because they talk about it behind the scenes and stuff like that, about things about their teams and everything. So that's the thing you got to look out for the most is how they attack those weaknesses and how they prepared for those weaknesses.
Every Friday this season, we've been thankful to play football, but perhaps even more so on this 9/11 anniversary. 19 years ago today, this country that we live in suffered a tremendous tragedy, and we would be remiss if we didn't honor those tonight who lost their lives on 9/11/2001. But we have much to talk about in this football game, and we're back to do it with the Jordan Automotive Pre-Game Show and the Keys to Win next on the 46th Game of the Week.
This is the WHME TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Intera Credit Union, Bills Heating, Jordan Automotive Group, TCU, Aegis Dental Group, Crown Trophy, Imagineering Finishing Technologies, and the IHSAA.
And this edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you by the Jordan Automotive Group. Simple, easy, stress-free. Welcome, everybody, to the R&B Car Company pregame show as we bring you inside Fisher Field and get you ready for this one with the Jordan Automotive Keys to Win. And we'll start with the visiting Mishawaka Cavemen led by their quarterback, Justin Fisher, 6'2", 195 pounds, and a junior. Fisher has run for 305 yards and 5 touchdowns this year. He's also 4 of 10 passing for 76 yards and a touchdown. He'll hand it off a lot to the fullback, Drew Mason, 5'6", 180, and a senior. They call him the Diesel. He runs on pure energy. 37 carries, 204 yards, and a couple of touchdowns for the diminutive senior. The keys to win for Keith Kinder and the Cavemen.
Well, anytime you run the football, you got to win on first down. What do I mean by that? Don't get behind the sticks. Don't make it second down and 12 or something like that. You got to make yardage on first down. And don't be charitable. Hang on to the football tonight. Don't give it away. And they've got to finish strong. They've been so close twice, and one more play in each game might have made the difference. Keith Kinder is 20-8 in his third season at the helm of the Cavemen.
And we just saw the coin toss. Warsaw won it and deferred, so Mishawaka will receive to start this one. But we'll talk about the Warsaw key players for Bart Curtis, and he really relies on his senior quarterback, Aaron Green. Green is the leading ball carrier on this team, 65 carries, 388 yards, and 5 touchdowns. He's also completed a couple passes and thrown a touchdown, and he's got a pretty decent option to hand it off to in Juan Jaramillo, the All-Northern Lakes Conference running back from a shoulder injury, and Jaramillo has 120 yards rushing this year. That it doesn't sound like much, but remember, he hasn't really played very much in the last 2 games because of a shoulder. He's back and healthy tonight. The keys for Bart Curtis and the Tigers.
So number one is to roll with the tides, and you can't let any negative plays bog you down. You got to just stick your nose in there and keep going. They have to eliminate big plays. They got to make Mishawaka go all the way down the field for a touchdown, and they've got to hold on to the ball, and I mean that in both senses. Number one, no fumbles. Number two, hold on to the ball in long drives, take the opportunity away from Mishawaka. Bart Curtis is now in his 30th season as the head coach, a record of 219 and 109, one of the really great gentlemen in the game.
The Sanders Agency sponsors our weather tonight, and it is Chamber of Commerce type weather here in Lake City. 71 glorious degrees, a gentle zephyr out of the east at 9 miles an hour, and there's not a chance we'll see a drop of rain in Warsaw tonight. This series, Bob, dates all the way back to 1917. I know you remember it. The Cavemen lead it 11-3. In the last meeting, Mishawaka won 21-7, but that was well before any of these players were born. It was back in 1984, so these two teams have not met in football for the last 36 years.
Look at Keith Kinder, the head coach of the Mishawaka Cavemen, a real disciple of Bart Curtis, so this is going to be interesting in so many ways. Hey, while we have a minute, we want to check on the uniforms for tonight's game, brought to you by St. Andrews Products. First, for the visitors, the Mishawaka Cavemen. They are in the white jerseys with the white pants and maroon helmets, maroon trim and numbers on their uniforms. And for the Warsaw Tigers, the home team, they are men in black. They have black jerseys, black pants, black helmets with orange trim and numbers on their uniforms. These teams look great tonight, and St. Andrews Products can do the same for your team. Reach them at sales@standrewscorp.com.
Senior Colton Wampler handles the kicking for the Warsaw Tigers, and he will line up to kick it deep to Milan Burris of Mishawaka, who stands back at his 5-yard line. So a little bit of history here at Fisher Field tonight. For the first time since Elkhart Memorial joined the conference in 1999, a new team takes the field in Northern Lakes Conference play. And wherever you're watching, we're happy you're joining us on TV 46.
No question about that. And Chuck, you know, we sat down before the season looking at the possible schedule. We put a big circle around this one. We're excited about it. And here to call it tonight, our TV 46 sports director, Chuck Freeby.
The opening kickoff sponsored by Circle M Spring. Wampler puts toe to leather, and this one will be taken by Burris at the 10. Working his way upfield, Milan Burris, all the way to the 38-yard line, and that's where Mishawaka will have it in good field position. Our first quarter sponsored by the Warsaw Times Union. Justin Fisher will lead the Cavemen offense out at quarterback. We told you about him in the pregame show. You may be familiar with the name Fisher at Mishawaka. His brother CJ was a terrific player. Justin only 16 years old, but Keith Kinder really trusts him with this offense.
Been around the program for quite a while, and you pick up a lot of things, and he's looked on as a terrific leader for this team already.
1st and 10 from the 38, and both of these teams run the exact same offense. You'll see a lot of running the football tonight, and it starts with Drew Mason going up the middle for 7 yards. On first down, it'll be 2nd and 3. Let's meet that Mishawaka offense led by Fisher and Mason, but Connor Addison, a nice option out on the wing. They'll throw it sometimes to Parker. Bunch of road graders, as the Warsaw coaches called them this week, along that offensive line for Mishawaka. The Nowacki brothers, Ethan a senior, Dawson a sophomore. Keep an eye on Jaden Seamack. He is a big guy in there at guard at 6'3", 285. On 2nd and 3, Devon Parker on a reverse has room to run. Look out, he could go. Parker will go the distance. It's a Mishawaka touchdown, 55 yards, no flags.
Devon Parker, touchdown, Cavemen.
So a little misdirection by Keith Kinder, Kyle Shaw on the offense, or Ryan Shaw, excuse me. And watch Parker here on the end around, and nobody laid a glove on him.
Didn't take long either, partner. Less than a minute to get in the end zone for Mishawaka.
A great call by the Cavemen, gets them out to a 6-0 lead. And now Mishawaka will line up for the extra point. And it looks as though there's some confusion out here for the Cavemen, but they're going to line up as though they're going to go for 2. Fisher with Mason, the fullback. And it is Fisher off the left tackle and into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So Mishawaka wastes little time, 48 seconds with a lightning strike by Parker, the 2-pointer by Fisher, and suddenly it's 8-0. You get another look from Aegis Dental Group.
Check, they're talking about Bart Curtis having things up his sleeve. It appears that his counterpart did as well, set the 2-point team out there. And they're up by 8, just less than a minute into this ball game.
So some wiliness from Keith Kinder here on the opening drive. And Mishawaka quiets this Fisher Field crowd immediately. Now Bart Curtis's team will have to find a way to respond. As you look at Justin Fisher on the other side, he bowled his way in for the 2-point conversion, but it was Parker who let her fly. And a nice looking crowd. That's a social distance crowd here tonight, but 6 feet apart, they're still able to fit quite a few people into this complex.
Good turnout tonight on a beautiful night for football, and like so many people around the country, around the state, just happy to kids are able to get out and play football. And you think about all the work that's being done by the athletic directors and the principals and the head coaches, certainly looking out for the safety of these young people, making sure that if we can play, we're going to do it in a safe manner. So our hats are off to all the people who worked so hard to make this happen.
Connor George will do the kicking here for Mishawaka, 5'10", 175-pound junior. Julius Jones is the deep man for the Tigers. George sends this one over to the far sideline, and it'll go out of bounds, and so Warsaw will take over the ball at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10, with Aaron Green as the quarterback.
Should we give Steve Sheltraw credit for that kick out of bounds? You know, one thing we said last week with Adams, they didn't want to give Riley a chance to take off, and I think Mishawaka is doing the same thing. If we can trap you on the sideline, we will. If it goes out of bounds, we'll live with it. But, boy, it looks like Warsaw is going to have him re-kick.
Warsaw has decided instead of taking the ball at the 35, they want to test their special teams a little bit here. So they'll march it back 5 yards and make George kick it from the 35.
Sure, I don't think he's kicking necessarily into the wind. It's kind of a crosswind more than anything, but Bart Curtis, a little something up his sleeve.
Oh, this could be quite the cat and mouse game between these two. Bart Curtis, of course, coached at Mishawaka for 10 years. He is the man that hired Keith Kinder. Originally as a junior high coach, Keith moved up to the varsity team and was the offensive coordinator for 5 years. So these two guys talk on the phone about 3 times a week. They're very good friends. George will send a high spinning kick that Caden Silvius will take at the 21. And he'll bring it up the field to the 36-yard line. So nothing ventured, nothing gained, but really not much more than a yard gained on that exchange. And Warsaw will take over 1st and 10 at its own 36-yard line.
Pickup of 1 on the exchange.
Here's Aaron Green, the quarterback. Boy, what a tremendous young man this guy is. He recovered from a ruptured spleen that he suffered in baseball 18 months ago. Played football last year as a split-end defensive back. Now has taken over the controls at quarterback. He's got Juan Jaramillo behind him in the backfield. And it's Jaramillo on the handoff up the middle for a pickup of about 7 on the play. So he's back in the lineup as we meet the Warsaw starting offense, sponsored by Warsaw High School Athletics. We've told you about Green and Jaramillo. Colton Wampler had 125 yards rushing against Plymouth. Julius Jones, 129 against Michigan City. They don't throw it much. That offensive line, a work in progress. Isaac Leach out at center, so Trey Stuckey moves over from guard, and Isaiah Courtois moves up to guard. It's 2nd and 3.
Mishawaka got 7 on their first carry, so did Warsaw.
Green to pass, and he throws it just over the head of his intended receiver, Luke Adamek. They worked on that play quite a bit during practice the other day, and it usually worked just a little bit better than that. Let's meet the Caveman defense now as we take a look along that front line. Bo Brown having a terrific year at defensive end. The linebackers are very young, but they're hungry. Keegan Mabey leads them with 13.5 tackles. Parker, with 2 interceptions last week against Elkhart, is the king of that secondary. It's 3rd and 3. It's Jaramillo up the middle. He's got the first down, sponsored by Brian Peterson Real Estate. And Juan Jaramillo for a first down for the Tigers up to the 48-yard line.
I think we're going to see number 2 carry that ball a lot tonight. Very reliable back.
And he can be explosive as well, as we saw last year in the sectional against Penn when he took an 18-14 deficit and turned it around with a 77-yard touchdown run. 1st and 10 for Green and company here. Jackson Dawson to his left, Luke Adamek to his right, and making sure Jaramillo knows the play with 8 on the play clock. Green keeps it himself, bobs and weaves, and gets all the way down to the 44. A pickup of 8 on the play for Aaron Green.
Green on the keeper, tackled by Dylan
So Green,
Wise.
as we mentioned, last year he wanted to be the quarterback, but that ruptured spleen kept him out of contact drills during the summer, really kept him from being able to develop at the position. This year the job is his after Jackson Dawson went down with a foot fracture during summer camp. 2nd and 2, Green straight ahead on a quarterback sneak, and he'll get close to the first down marker, but from where the side judge is spotting it, he's about a half a yard short.
Terrific leader out there. Boy, I tell you what, both teams are blessed with good leaders, good quarterbacks, and guys that can run the offense. Right now, Warsaw's doing what they want. They'd like to bounce back with a quick touchdown, but what they want to do more than anything is run that clock tonight, keep the ball away from Mishawaka.
3rd and 1 here. 4 down territory definitely for the Tigers. Jones in motion. It's Jaramillo on the handoff, and he's got the first down, sponsored by Brian Peterson Real Estate, as he goes up to the 41-yard line. Only a pickup of 2, but they only needed 1.
And that runs the clock again. Love what they're doing. 13 yards on 3 carries now for Jaramillo.
Warsaw 2-1 on the year. They defeated Plymouth last week, 28-14. Lost to Michigan City in week 2 after a week 1 win over Huntington North. 1st and 10 as Green looks to the sideline to get the play.
Again, Bart Curtis doesn't mind running some clock.
Neither one of these teams does. It's Green keeping it himself on the option, and Aaron Green spins around to the 35-yard line, a pickup of 6 for the Tiger quarterback.
35-yard line.
Watch him pull it right away from Jaramillo here as he makes his read. The defensive tackle was pinching down that time, and that was the key that Green was able to read to pick up the 6 yards. It's 2nd and 4. Green again looking to the sidelines, but right now nobody making any kind of signal towards him. It's Jaramillo on the carry, and Jaramillo bowls his way up to close to the 30-yard line. It looks like he's got a first down, sponsored by Brian Peterson Real Estate. The 3rd first down of this series for the Tigers.
Now he has 17 yards rushing, and quarterback Green with 15, and taking pretty good care of the football, as you would expect. Folks, at St. Andrews Products, your expectations become our standards. We have the finest promotional products, advertising specialties, business gifts, and apparel. Our team handles all embroidery and screen printing in-house to guarantee the quality you want and a timely turnaround to meet your needs. At St. Andrews Products, our answer is always yes. Now, what's the question?
Adamio bottled up that time as Keegan Maybe, the middle linebacker, shut him down. Maybe a member of that prolific Mishawaka wrestling team, and he was able to stop Adamio that time after only a 1-yard gain. Maybe a junior, and that makes him one of the veterans in this linebacking core. Keith Kinder told us during the week his linebackers are young, but they are hungry and they are quick, and Maybe showed it that time.
5 carries already for Jaramillo. Good to have him back.
He'll be a workhorse tonight, but here they pitch it to the outside. Patrick Zollinger gets around one man, but couldn't get around two as he's forced out of bounds by Connor Addison. Looks like they'll spot him right around the 26-yard line, and that would leave Mishawaka looking at a 3rd and 5. You get another look from Aegis Dental Group. First time we've called Zollinger's name tonight.
3rd and 5.
Zollinger did a nice job getting to the outside. Couldn't make a lot of progress up the field, but Chuck, they want to have 4 or 5 players carry the football during the course of the game, and throwing that pass early and running that end around keeps the defense honest.
Good matchup at the top of your screen. Luke Adamek for Warsaw against Devon Parker, but instead it's Zollinger trying to counter here, and Zollinger wrestled down as he gets to the 23-yard line. On the tackle that time was Kanan Jewett, the 6'1 junior cornerback. That'll leave Warsaw with a 4th and 2 and trailing by 8. No question in my mind, Bart Curtis is going for it here.
No question about that, partner. Zollinger's second carry for 3 yards.
Probably a little bit outside Colton Wampler's range. He was getting them over from 36 tonight during warmups. So 4th and 2. It's Jones on the pitch to the outside. Jones gets the first down up to the 18-yard line. Julius Jones on his first carry of the night. Well, he'd been averaging almost 12 yards a carry, but that wasn't the case this time. And we've got a whistle and an official's timeout. We'll take it as well. 5:30 to go, first quarter. Warsaw trailing 8-0, but on the march at Fisher Field. This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Intera Credit Union. We get it because we live here too. Keith Kinder hoping his defense can come up with a big stop right here, as they just gave up 4th and 2, about a 3-yard pickup. And so it'll be 1st and 10 from the Mishawaka 19. Zollinger in motion. Green keeps it himself, has room to run, and has another first down inside the 10 to the 8. Aaron Green with a scamper for 11, and Warsaw looking at 1st and goal.
Outstanding execution again. They're trying to decide which running back was going to get it that time, and guess what? Green hung on. He's got 26 yards in 4 carries.
Julius Jones with a beautiful lead block as he took out Keegan Maybe. Green checks the wristband and makes the call on 1st and goal.
This will be the 14th play of this drive, and didn't start deep in their territory. He started at the 36.
Jaramillo off the left side, stood up by Maybe and company. Jaramillo maybe got a yard on that one. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Folks, don't settle for another boring meal. Try the new grilled buffalo chicken papadilla, a flatbread-style sandwich made from original fresh dough and loaded with grilled chicken, onion signature cheese plus 3 cheese blend, buttermilk ranch sauce and buffalo sauce, served with ranch dipping sauce for only $6. Wow. We'd like to thank Papa John's Pizza of Warsaw. They fed our production crew tonight, did a great job with the pizza, and it was great pizza. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza.
Pitch to Zollinger to the outside, touchdown Warsaw. Patrick Zollinger takes it in from 6 yards out. And we'll see if the Tigers go for 2. That's what Bart Curtis wants. He's holding up 2 fingers on the sideline. You'll get another look from Aegis Dental Group at how this one unfolded. Great pitch that time by Green. And I'll tell you what, Bob, at practice this week, Evan Fraz, the quarterback coach, was really challenging Aaron Green on his ability to make pitches. It was something he didn't do well against Michigan City. He did it beautifully that time.
Getting better as the season goes along, making progress.
So Warsaw trailing by 2 will go for 2. Again, Jaramillo, the lone back, lined up in the backfield, but keep an eye on both the wings, Jones and Zollinger, and now Warsaw wants a timeout to talk about. We'll take it as well. 4:06 to go, first quarter. Tigers will come back and try to tie it up after this on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Bill's Heating, keeping families and businesses comfortable since 1951. You look down at Bart Curtis in that Warsaw huddle, 30th season of coaching, 219 wins. He's a Hall of Famer. 3rd year here at Warsaw. He's already won a sectional title, but he'd love to add a Northern Lakes Conference crown to that, and they've got a shot this year, but this is a big game for him.
It could be the big game in the conference this year. We know that Northridge and Concord have good football teams, a lot of good competition in the Northern Lakes, but boy, coming off of a win here tonight, whichever team has it's going to have a distinct advantage.
I just heard Nate Anders yelling at home from here, saying, what about us in Northwood?
Well, no question about that. By the way, that drive took 7 minutes and 6 seconds. They went 64 yards in 15 plays, trying for a deuce right here.
That was a Sousa-like march by the Tigers. So the 2-point conversion try right here. Zollinger in motion. Green keeps it, didn't make it. As he gets held down beautifully by big Tanner Parmley, the sophomore stretched out his beefy arm and stopped him. And so Mishawaka has a 2-point lead with 4:06 to go here in the first. We'll go downstairs for a Bills Heating sideline report. Bo Hunt, you've had a chance to see Mishawaka's offense for all of 2 plays and Bart Curtis's offense for 16. Your thoughts on what you've seen so far?
I think one of the biggest things we're going to look for throughout this game is those long drives and how that wears on the defenses. The defenses out there. So that's one of the biggest things that we want to look at and progress forward, because, I mean, that was such a long drive, and Mishawaka's defense, there are a lot of young guys out there, and how does that wear on them throughout the game, guys?
All right, Bo, thanks a lot. And as you take a look at these quarterbacks tonight, you may forget that they have arms too, because all they really have had to do is run the football tonight, and they both lead their teams in rushing this season.
17 plays so far tonight between the 2 teams, and 1 pass was thrown. Folks, want to tell you about Bethel University. Take that first step towards selecting a college or university that will provide the right foundation for your future by attending the Christian College Fair in the Y Camp Athletic Center at Bethel University on Monday, September 28th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Visit with different colleges and universities from all over the country, as well as learning more about financial aid opportunities. That's Monday, September 28th, 6:30 to 8:30 at Bethel University. And of course, they always throw in Go Pilots.
By the way, I want to thank Harrison Insurance Agency for sponsoring that Warsaw touchdown a moment ago. Thanks to them, Circle M Spring gets ready to sponsor the Colton Wampler kickoff. And this time it's Devon Parker back deep for Mishawaka, although Burris had a very fine return his first time.
Parker's had himself a nice run here tonight.
Already, oh, it's an onside kick attempt, but the ball, did it go 10 yards? No.
Bart's clapping his hands, he thinks it did.
Not where the official threw the beanbag, it didn't. He threw the ball he threw the beanbag at the 49-yard line, and you'll see it here on the Aegis Dental Group replay. This ball has to get to the midfield stripe. It did not. It was collected right there by the Warsaw player, Cameron Moore. So Mishawaka gets the ball at the 48-yard line, as a matter of fact.
Pretty good field position, but
how many times did we hear Keith Kinder talk about that possibility at practice on Wednesday?
well, again, Steve Sheltraw, the special teams coach, had his guys, he had the all-hands team out there quite a bit in practice and said, now, we don't want you to pick it up, do anything heroic, just fall on the ball. And they made the stop on the Warsaw player, picked up the football.
So plus field position for the Cavemen here with 4:06 to go first quarter. It's Drew Mason, the fullback, up the middle. Mason running over people to the 39.
Wow.
Andrew Mason,
Knocking on the door of a first down.
Mason at 5'6" already has a low center of gravity. Add to that he is a regional champion wrestler and obviously has some upper body power. 9-yard pickup on the play, and the Warsaw bench trying to figure out, okay, what other things can we do on offense?
Well, Keith Kinder loves this down. Second down is short. You can do anything you want.
Will he try to air it out here? Oh, don't be silly. Justin Fisher on the carry takes it up to the 36-yard line. That's a first down sponsored by Tyler's Heating and Cooling.
First carry of the night for Fisher, won't be his last.
Tucker Curtis made the
Warsaw
stop.
Times Union wants to give a shout out to number 27, Zach DeFord, and the entire
At the
football
Tiger
team.
36
Go
yard
Tigers!
line.
The Times Union is the only area daily newspaper, and they've been serving Kosciuszko County for 166 years. Whether local sports, news, or events, they've got you covered. For a subscription or advertising, call them at 267-3111.
First and 10 for the Cavemen. 3 minutes to go first quarter. It's Mason up the middle. Mason again with a nice carry up to the 28-yard line. Pickup of 8. Time now to meet the Warsaw defense. We put them in witness protection after the first drive, but it's sponsored by Warsaw High School Athletics. Along the front line, Lucas Anderson having a good year, as well as Kyle Dawson, the linebackers. A couple of sophomores, and Zach DeFord getting the start tonight as a senior in the backfield. Keep an eye on Mason Martz. He has 14 tackles on the year, second best on the team. It's 2nd and 2. Fisher will keep it himself this time, and Bo Isneck get to the 25. It's first down, sponsored by Tyler's Heating and Cooling. And you can't say enough good things about the job Justin Fisher did last year as a sophomore quarterback for Mishawaka, taking them to the regional after defeating Elkhart Central. It was 2 schools at the time, Elkhart Central, with a 6-touchdown performance in the sectional final.
Mishawaka knocking on the door of a 100-yard first quarter running.
Fisher hands it off here. Drew Mason finally stood up, but not till he gets to the 19-yard line. Another pickup of 6 for Mason, who is actually a 3-sport athlete. We mentioned his wrestling acumen. He's also on the baseball team, and we've got an injured Tiger down on the field. This looks like it might be Russ Winchester, Bob.
All righty. This high school game is being brought to you by Ab and Tom's Auto Care on Old Road 30. Serving Kosciuszko County since 1983. Go Tigers, and good luck tonight and for the rest of the season. Ab and Tom's is hiring for an experienced service writer and service technician. Give them a call, won't you? 269-3485 regarding these positions, or if you need repairs on your vehicle. Again, the number is 269-3485.
Well, we may have told you this earlier, but we'll put it in graphic form to reinforce it here for you. Mishawaka, the first new member of the Northern Lakes Conference since Elkhart Memorial joined back in 1999. At that time, Memorial was, like Mishawaka, moving from the NIC to the NLC. Of course, Memorial has now been absorbed into Elkhart High School, and Mishawaka leaves the NIC and makes this an 8-team league again.
Pretty good history right there, partner. And again, Mishawaka really excited about the move. Not only, we think about football season, but basketball, all the sports is going to be very competitive. We're going to have some good crowds.
It has not been easy for them in the fall sports. Take cross country out of the equation, and the Cavemen are still looking for their first Northern Lakes Conference win in the fall sport. This could be it tonight. We'll see. Minute 32 and counting here in the first. It's Mason up the middle, diving forward to the 15-yard line. That gets a first down, sponsored by Tyler's Heating and Cooling. And Drew Mason more than happy to be workmanlike tonight. Boy, they were riding him at practice the other day, weren't they?
Sure were. And they can do that. They can do it in the game here tonight, too. He's got 37 yards. as Mishawaka is now, well, they're 2 yards short of 100 yards rushing here in the first quarter.
Keith Kinder said Mason is one of those kids, the more you get on his case, the more he thrives. He just soaks it up. Fisher behind the block. Oh, did he get upended that time? Nice open field tackle by Kyle Schnackenberg as he came in and got Fisher after a pickup of 2. You'll see it again on the Aegis Dental Group replay.
Wrapped him up pretty good, took him right down.
He did a great job of fighting off the block that time of Dawson Nowacki and then just coming in and submarining the 6'2 Fisher.
This high school game is being brought to you by Circle M Spring, Warsaw's complete CNC facility, providing orthopedic components and springs to military and aerospace as well as many other industries. Circle M Spring.
Mason, can he get to the end zone? No, he stopped at about the 3-yard line, but it'll be first and goal from there for Mishawaka. And it's another first down sponsored by Tyler's Heating and Cooling.
Circle M Spring has the machining capabilities to handle your next project. Get in touch with Circle M Spring.
So will Mishawaka try to fire off one more play here before the quarter expires? Looks as though they will. Mason up the middle. He won't get to the end zone. He's thwarted in that effort by Herman Flores. So Flores, the linebacker, comes up and makes the stop for the last play of the first quarter. Offenses absolutely dominating. Devon Parker with a lightning strike. Patrick Zollinger caps a long Warsaw drive, and it's 8-6 Mishawaka after 1 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by Aegis Dental Group. That's trusted dentistry. We go downstairs for another Bills Heating sideline report. Bo Hunt, who's impressed you the most individually in this game so far?
Well, I think it's a combination of guys, but I think the biggest thing is not really individually, but it's the offensive line of Mishawaka. I mean, they get such big surge up front. It's just a great job of really moving the guys off the line. And before Mason or Fisher even gets to the line of scrimmage, they're downfield about 1 to 2 yards already. And so that's the thing that's really impressing me right now, guys.
Well, Bo, you bring up a good point here with this Mishawaka offensive line. Let's read the weights as you go across. 255, 285, 230, 285, 285. There's some big hosses right there. I mean, those are Clydesdales.
Mishawaka only had the ball one time in that first quarter. They went 64 yards in 15 plays. They have 64 yards rushing.
And on second and goal, it's Justin Fisher to the end zone for the touchdown. One play, one score for Mishawaka in the second quarter as Fisher caps the drive.
Another terrific drive in this ball game.
That is the 6th touchdown rushing of the year for Justin Fisher. And again, it's the surge that he got from the right side of that offensive line. Ethan Nowacki just completely collapsed his man. And let's see if Keith Kinder continues the 2-point barrage here. He will. Showing confidence in his offensive line that they can pick up 2 points here when they want it. Man in motion, they give it to, nope, Fisher kept it behind Mason and goes in for the score. Mason did a great job of carrying out his fake, but he also opened up a huge hole for Fisher to walk through. So Fisher picks up 2 more, and if we were still doing the 46 film room, Bob, this would be a great sample play here. Watch the surge up front. Mason gets everybody out of the way. Great block by Connor Addison, and that made it easy for Fisher.
48-yard drive after that onside attempt. Bart Curtis telling his crew right now, hey, we took a chance. Hold me up. Get that touchdown back.
So a 16-6 Mishawaka lead. A reminder, they have had leads in their previous 2 games this year. Part of the problem that the Cavemen have had is being able to finish out games. And so we'll see if that remains a theme tonight.
Mishawaka's first drive took 48 seconds. Their second drive, 4 minutes and 10 seconds. And as I said, Warsaw has only had the ball once in the ball game, and that's, again, Very much what we thought it would be.
Our second quarter tonight is being sponsored by the Warsaw Times Union. So Connor George gets ready to put toe to leather once again. His team up by 10. And George with a high spinning kick. It'll be taken by Mason Martz at the 14. Martz, who wears 14, brings it up to the 33-yard line. 19-yard return and good field position for Warsaw.
Warsaw Athletics would like to say thank you again to our amazing 2020 senior graduates and wish them the best of luck in their future endeavors, along with recognizing our current outstanding senior athletes who are participating in fall sports. Thank you. Thank you for your leadership. And keep up the great work.
First and 10 Tigers.
You have no choice but to try to respond here if you're Warsaw. Trailing by 2 scores now, even though Mishawaka's only had 2 possessions. Green hands it. Oh, nope, he kept it himself. Dancing on the outside, and they warned him about that at practice this week as he gets snowed over by the Mishawaka defense. Milan Burris was able to get there in a hurry as you get another look from the Aegis Dental Group.
Burris is cat quick, and boy, he made a good penetration there, and to get some help.
Gain of a couple.
Burris brings him
Second
down.
and 8.
Connor Addison was the man who actually made the play to force him to the outside, but Burris came up quickly and won support. 2nd and 9. And Green will pitch it this time to Julius Jones, who does a great job of keeping his balance out to the 40. Again, Burris was the one who managed to take his legs out from under him. They'll spot it at the 41. That sets Warsaw up with a 3rd and 2.
It'll be 3rd and 2.
But another very good job of pitching the football that time by Aaron Green. He's really developed that part of his game.
And Warsaw getting more people into the offensive scheme right there, as that is the 2nd carry tonight for Jones.
Now it goes up the middle to the 42-yard line. It appears this will be short of the 1st down marker. 4th down and decision time for Bart Curtis. As it appeared Green kept it himself that time. And so 4th and 1, and not really much of a decision at this point of the game.
42.
Bart Curtis has to go for it. Warsaw this year is 4 of 9 on 4th down. Green to Jaramillo. He's got the 1st down and more. Look out. Jaramillo to the 42. 1st down sponsored by Brian Peterson Real Estate. A pickup of 17 for the transfer from Texas.
Made the stop for the
Another big 1st down. That's a great conversion.
Of Mishawaka.
Jaramillo now with that 17-yard pickup's got 35 yards and 6 carries.
Devon Parker was able to trip him up. Jaramillo ran for 120 in the season opener against Huntington North. Green will pitch it again. Julius Jones gets a terrific block from Zollinger and then takes it upfield for a pickup of 5 on the play, but he's pounding the turf because he felt like he should have picked up a lot more. Maybe you'll be able to tell from the Aegis Dental Group replay. Ground level, Matt Kowalski working the camera, and it was right there. He went to hurdle, and he just didn't hurdle very much.
Got a foot caught. I would have had 2 feet caught there.
Bo Brown made the tackle. Keith Kinder looking on from the sideline, hoping his defense can come up with a stop here on 2nd and 5. And now it's Jaramillo exploding through the hole up to the 32-yard line. Another good tackle by Burris, but it'll be 3rd and 1.
Tonight's Warsaw game being brought to you by Beth Harrison at Harrison Insurance Agency. Beth says, go Tigers, win tonight and have a great season. Contact Beth at 268-2200. That's 268-2200 for all your insurance needs. Beth Harrison is your hometown State Farm agency.
Elkhart leads South Bend, Washington 28-6 in the second quarter. Tippecanoe Valley on top of North Miami 25-0 in the first, and Concord and Wawasee tied at 7 after 1. Jaramillo through the hole, look out, he is going, and Parker gets him down at the 5. 28-yard run for Juan Jaramillo.
Tackled by Devon Parker.
The All-Northern Lakes Conference running back showing some of that explosiveness. Julius Jones came firing through. He got Connor Addison with the block, and Parker was the only thing between Jaramillo and 6.
Wow, so explosive.
First and goal from the 6. The first down sponsored by Brian Peterson Real Estate. Jaramillo to the end zone. Touchdown, Warsaw. It's sponsored by Harrison Insurance Agency. And Bart Curtis will go for 1 after a 6-yard touchdown run by Juan Jaramillo. You get another look from Aegis Dental Group. Terrific blocking up front that time. Jacob Hahn has 47 Boy Scout merit badges. He may have earned one from the offensive line coach for that one. Isaiah Courtois with another good block. Colton Wampler on to try the extra point out of the hold of Aaron Green. The snap is good. The kick is up, and it is good. 8:12 to go before halftime. If you wanted some scoring tonight, you've come to the right place. Juan Jaramillo to the end zone, and the Tigers pull within 3 on 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you in part by the Indiana High School Athletic Association, partnering with TV 46 for over 30 years. You can watch our games this year on the IHSA Champions Network. Look at the nice crowd that we have at Fisher Field, and they are delighted that Juan Jaramillo is back in the lineup.
No question about that. Folks, reminded that for over 60 years, industry has relied on the great team at Imagineering Finishing Technologies. IFT is the industry knowledge source for metal finishing solutions. The medical, automotive, and defense and aerospace challenges have built our legacy. Reach us at iftworldwide.com. At IFT, we'll work till you're finished correctly.
Colton Wampler does the kicking. It's sponsored by Circle M Spring. Milan Burris back deep for the Cavemen. Wampler on the approach, and a high spinning kick taken by Burris at the 7. Burris to the outside, nowhere to go. Great special teams coverage by Warsaw that time. They stop him at the 23. And making the stop that time for the Tigers was Trey Kuntz.
Looked like Warsaw on coverage there had a little attitude going. They went right after him, took him down. And that's the actually the worst starting spot for any team in the game so far tonight. And it's not really all that bad at the 23.
Let's give you some more scores. Bremen leads Triton 14-0 in the second. East Noble and Penn are tied at 7 in the second quarter as well. For those of you watching our Facebook live stream tonight, brought to you by Bethel University and their college fair, we will have a bunch of scores for you in our live stream halftime show.
By the way, those East Noble Knights came in 3-0 tonight, taking on the Penn Kingsmen at home.
Doing it without their starting quarterback, though. The starting quarterback for Mishawaka, though, running just fine. Justin Fisher for a pickup of 8 that time. It'll be 2nd and 2.
The scoring drive for Warsaw, they went 67 yards in 8 plays. Took 3:42 off the clock, and again, just their second possession in the first half. If Mishawaka controls the clock here, they might only have the 2 in the first half.
St. Joe and Adams tied at 7. They're in the second quarter at Father Bly Field. Keith Kinder, the 40-year-old, looking on, 20-8 in his 3rd year as the Mishawaka head coach. A 1999 Jimtown grad where he was a 2-time state champion, going 30-0 as the Jimmy quarterback. Here's the handoff to Drew Mason. First down, Mishawaka up to the 37. Sponsored by Tyler's Heating and Cooling. These two teams run the exact same offense, so much so that when they exchanged film on Huddle this week, they didn't even bother to disguise the play calls. They went ahead and left them on there so that neither coaching staff would have to go through the tedious routine of making those labels. Bart Curtis said saved us both about 4 hours of time.
Well, it reminds you, too, of the offense run by New Prairie under Russ Radke, in that by the time you make a judgment on who's got the ball, they've usually got 3 or 4 yards. You almost have to attack. You can't react.
Man in motion, they pitch it out to Milan Burris, and Burris gets a block around the outside, scoots down the perimeter all the way to the 42-yard line, and that's another Caveman first down, sponsored by Tyler Heating and Cooling. 21-yard pickup for Milan Burris, and you get another look from Aegis Dental Group. Mishawaka felt it might have an advantage on the perimeter, and it doesn't hurt when you got big Jaden Seamack running down the field in front of you.
21 yards and another first down. A lot of great stats coming up for you at halftime, along with our highlights, and we'll have our student athletes of the week and a couple of fine representatives coming your way at halftime.
There you saw Seamack, who's starting to get some college offers. Fisher keeps it himself, bounces to the outside, and watch his speed. Justin Fisher to the end zone. Touchdown, Mishawaka. 41 yards to pay dirt. And the Cavemen are on the board again, and both defensive coordinators having nightmares here tonight. Watch it again from the Aegis Dental Group. Everybody moved to the inside. The cornerback moved way out of position following the ball fake, and Fisher was untouched until he got to the end zone.
Keith Kinder would like to run some clock, but he'll take the 6.
Keith Kinder is an English teacher, but he knows enough about math to know that 8 is greater than 7.
Well, and that's why he's going to send his troops out there to go for 2.
They've been 2 for 2 on point after tries tonight, and Fisher will waltz into the end zone here. A cavernous hole on the outside, and it's 24-13 Mishawaka.
For the 2.
People are going to look at that score and think Mishawaka got a field goal, but they've just
13.
A lot of 2-pointers tonight for the Cavemen.
Watch the right side of that line just cave everybody down, no pun intended, and then Fisher will take it on in for the score.
Those linemen become Cavemen. I get it. Good look there at Justin Fisher. What a great leader, just a junior on this team. Folks, want to tell you that Brian Peterson Real Estate is proud to sponsor Warsaw Athletics. Go Tigers! Whether buying or selling, make your next move with us. Work with a leader in Northern Indiana. You can view every name and every home in Kosciuszko County at BrianPetersonRealEstate.com. Again, that is BrianRealEstate.com, or call them at 265-4801.
Quick Bills Heating sideline report. Hey, Bo, here's your chance to be a defensive coordinator. What advice would you give him besides tackle the guy with the ball?
I think right now, you got Mason up the middle and Fisher on the outside, but then you got to watch for Parker on the reverses and sweeps and different things. So really, you got to stack that middle and then attack Fisher from the corner. So they got to do a better job of really coming up and attacking that corner and attacking Fisher, guys.
All right.
The old Bremen days, you see, it's Bo Hunt going to carry the ball. Tackle him. It didn't work.
The Connor George spinning kick goes down to the 11-yard line. It's fielded there by Caden Silvius, and look at the room he's got to run. Silvius finally down at the 44-yard line, a 33-yard return. And Warsaw's right back in business with 6:30 to go in the half.
Big momentum return there for Warsaw. They had gotten their dauber down a little bit on that, especially that 2-point conversion by Mishawaka, but now they've got a chance to start out in good field position. And they've got plenty of time to get in the end zone. 6:30 left to go here in the second quarter.
Meanwhile, Concord with a 14-7 lead on Wawasee now in the second, and Hobart leads Culver Military 7-0 in the first at Oliver Field. Aaron Green at quarterback, hands it off to Juan Jaramillo, and he is greeted rather rudely by the Mishawaka defense. Max McCullough, the linebacker, comes up and makes the hit just like he were playing baseball.
Max McCullough made the
Got back
stop.
maybe to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it for Jaramillo.
Here's another look from Aegis Dental Group. And McCullough filled the hole rather well that time. Only a pickup of to the line of scrimmage on the play, so no yards at 2nd and 10.
63 yards for Jaramillo here in the first half.
Now Green keeps it himself. Now pitches outside. Zollinger cuts it up the sideline, and he may have the first down. One thing that Keith Kinder admired about Green is the fact that he's not afraid to pitch it at any point in the field. So even if he's gone a couple of yards past the line of scrimmage, he'll still pitch it. That might have been a forward lateral, though. If we had instant replay in high school football, that could be challenged, but we don't. It's pickup of 9. It's 3rd and 1.
Nice answer back after not getting any yardage on that first play.
Green turns around and tells Jaramillo the play on this critical 3rd and 1. And that's because Jaramillo's getting the football at the 45-yard line. And it'll be a first down sponsored by Brian Peterson Real Estate. We'll get another look one more time at the previous play, the one that we thought might be a forward lateral. The problem is he's past the line of scrimmage there, too, at the 45. But, yeah, that's definitely forward. Look where he pitches the ball from. He's behind the 45, and the ball goes forward across the 45. That should have been an illegal forward pass. 1st and 10 from the Mishawaka 45, and the pitch to Zollinger. Boy, a nice block by Julius Jones on the outside gets Zollinger 4 yards. I mean, he literally lifted Devon Parker into the air with the contact.
Zollinger's become a nice option in his first half, so to speak. He's got 26 yards rushing in the ball game.
2nd and 5, and that stops the clock with 5:16 to go in the half.
Folks, TCU understands the importance of growing your future, whether you're growing your family, your square footage, or your business. TCU is there for you with financial solutions that will help you succeed. Visit tcunet.com to start growing your future today. Federally insured by the NCUA, they are an equal housing opportunity lender.
Green had no chance to pitch at that time, and Keegan Mabey came up and made the hit. Behind the line of scrimmage, a tackle for loss. It's a loss of 1 on the play, and it's 3rd and 6. Matt Lewinsky, the defensive coordinator for the Cavemen, yelling, watch the ball. Good advice against this option attack. It's Jaramillo up the middle, and he maybe got 2 yards on the play. Tanner Parmley coming in and making a hit from defensive tackle. 4th and 4, but you're trailing by 11, and the way Mishawaka's been moving the ball, Bart Curtis really can't afford to try a punt here. He's got to go for it.
And Mishawaka's made some nice adjustments, even though a lot of times coaches will wait till halftime to make a change. It wasn't a big secret that Jaramillo was going to get the ball in key situations, and Mishawaka's really targeted him.
Warsaw 2 for 2 on 4th down, and now Keith Kinder wants a timeout to talk about it with 4:02 left in the half.
Timeout, Mishawaka.
Well, thanks again to St. Andrews Products for helping our crew look good tonight. They're ready to do the same for your team. Reach them at sales@standrewsproducts.com. With all the top lines in apparel, business gifts, and advertising specialties are ready to help your school or company. At St. Andrews Products, the answer is always yes. Now, what's the question?
Well, next week we get a chance to talk about not only the talk of the town, but the talk of Northern Indiana. It is big boy football. The 2 of the top 10 enrollments in the state of Indiana go head-to-head right on the banks of the Elkhart River at Rice Field. It's Penn taking on number 8 Elkhart. By the way, the Lions leading Washington 35-6 already tonight. Woo, that one should be fun. It's too bad they've got crowd restrictions because we would have had a big crowd at Rice Field for that one. But maybe we'll have a big crowd watching on the stream or on TV 46 next Friday at 11, Saturday at 9.
That's right. Now, you've been to Rice Field, right?
A time or two. Grew up there in that press box, as you well know.
They do.
It's where we first met.
That's right. Your mother's cookies were delicious, by the way.
They still are.
Just a little note, we haven't had many
okay.
lately.
I think Bev J just got the memo. 4th and 4 here for Warsaw with 4:02 to go first half. The ball at the Mishawaka 38-yard line. The Tigers have tried one pass tonight. Luke Adamick is the receiver to the bottom of your screen. Jackson Dawson in the slot. Green pitches. Julius Jones has the first down and more. Jones is slithery. Jones is headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Warsaw.
Wow. What a carry.
Touchdown, Julius Jones.
Julius Jones, 38 yards, no flags. It's a ball game again at Fisher Field. Watch him get to the outside, and then he's got more swivel in him than a hula dancer.
Boy, I tell you what, keeping your balance, keeping your focus, and again, not being satisfied with what the play gave you. What can I give you, Coach? What can I do more for you?
Warsaw will go for 2 to try to make this a 3-point football game. Bart Curtis looking on from the sideline, and he wants to take a timeout. It's sponsored by Ab and Tom's Auto Care.
Timeout,
Let's
Tigers.
take another look at this from Matt Kowalski's field camera down near the goal line. Good block there by Zollinger, but look at that, 1 missed tackle, 3 missed tackles. How many more are we going to have on this run? That wouldn't even count as one. And then he's got a convoy to take him to the end zone. Nice finishing block there for Warsaw by Dallas Anders. And there was a celebration committee waiting as they've got the students down there in the end zone seats tonight, so more of them could come.
By the time he got to about the 10-yard line, it was over. There was nobody left to go after him, and Mishawaka got to work on that contain a little bit. And again, Mishawaka's given up a lot of points this season. He scored a lot, but they've given up a lot. They got to tighten up that defense a little bit. But man, do we have what we were hoping for? Real Donnybrook here.
There may have been some social distancing guidelines violated in that end zone celebration, but I think the administration here at Warsaw will overlook that.
They will. You should.
I'll put in a good word for the kids. Green trying to make the 2-point conversion here with Juan Jaramillo in the backfield. Zollinger in motion. Jaramillo tackled, so was Green. Whoever had the ball didn't get to the end zone.
Green.
Good job by the Mishawaka defense, and this is a 5-point game now at 24-19 as Green
Score.
had the keep on that official.
24, Tigers 19.
So 3:51 to go before halftime, and that could be a couple more points as well. Bo Hunt, you were right down there by the Julius Jones run. How much of that was Jones, and how much of that will the defensive coaches at Mishawaka be working on tackling next week?
Yeah, I definitely think they'll be working on tackling a little bit, but it was just a great run. I think the biggest thing is he saw the sidelines and he cut away from the sidelines. A lot of people try to go around that last guy that might knock him out of bounds and just go towards the sideline. He cut back around that guy, and that's actually what sprung him and picked up the last 20, 25 yards, guys.
All right, Bo, thank you very much. Bo's reports brought to us by Bill's Heating. Manchester with a 27-7 lead on Rochester. That's at the half. New Prairie has a 7-6 lead on number 3 Marion. That's in the first. And LaVille leads Winnemac 7-0 in the second. By the way, this is LaVille's opening game tonight. It is the latest that they have played their opening game. They missed the first 3 weeks because of COVID-19. The latest they've played their opener since their first year as a football team in 1965.
And Will Househouse will be quick to tell you they are undefeated.
Trying to keep it that way over at Raudebusch Field against John Hendricks and the Warriors. That won't be easy.
A lot of good matchups here in Northern Indiana. A lot of good matchups around the state this week.
Happy we can bring you this one wherever you're watching on the Bethel University College Fair live stream. That College Fair September 28th at 6:30 in the evening. The kickoff here sponsored by Circle M Spring. As you look at Devon Parker, the deep man, there's Colton Wampler about to put the boot to it.
Parker deep for the Cajun.
And Wampler's line drive kick fielded on 2 hops by Parker at the 6. Parker shifted speeds there and brings it up to the 28.
Really like that when a runner will wait, be patient, find the hole, and then you just explode, and the defenders are starting to break down, they're starting to slow down a little bit, and you go right by a couple of them. Another good return there for Mishawaka.
Didn't get stuck on the clutch.
I've done that a few times. Supposed to push that in?
Allegedly. Yeah. So Mishawaka has 2 timeouts left. They've got 3:45 here. But they have been a lightning strike team tonight. They have had 2 big plays, a 41-yard run by Justin Fisher and a 55-yard run by Devon Parker. And this has been a problem for Warsaw's defense this year. In their loss to Michigan City, they gave up 6 plays of 40 yards or more. So they have been gashed at times, and we'll see if the Cavemen can do it again here. Burris in motion, but Fisher will keep it himself. And Justin Fisher has a first down, scampering out of bounds at the 40-yard line. It's sponsored by Tyler's Heating and Cooling.
13 yards on first down. One of the keys to win tonight for Mishawaka was not to get behind the chains or behind the sticks, and they've done a really good job on first down tonight.
I'm not sure they've had anything less than 4 yards on first down so far tonight.
I'll do a check on that during halftime because they've been averaging about 8 yards a carry on first down.
They got 11 that time from Fisher. Clock stopped with 3:39 to go in the half. Burris in motion, but it's Mason up the middle, and the big fullback just keeps running over people to the 48-yard line. That's a pickup 13 on the play, and another first down for Tyler's Heating and Cooling. And just watch Drew Mason with that low center of gravity. Easy to stay low when you're 5'6", but look at him just overpower people right there. The middle of the field is no place for the timid when that young man's running the football.
69 yards here in the first half.
1st and 10 from the 48. Ball on the ground. Who's got it? Warsaw says they do, but then again, that's what everybody says. The officials say Mishawaka has it, as Fisher was able to get back to it at the 47, pick up a 1. Not really going to be able to see much here on the Aegis Dental Group replay. He just pulled away too soon and then dove forward and got on it with that 6'2" frame. 2nd and 9, movement along the line of scrimmage, but nobody jumped. Still plenty of time on the play clock. Fisher himself, and Fisher to the 41 before Mason Martz brings him down after a pickup of about 6. And it's 3rd and short for Mishawaka.
Back to Ford. And Mason
34
Martz.
yards rushing in this first half for Schaefer.
Mishawaka has not attempted a pass so far tonight. It's 3rd and 3. They won't hear. The pitch goes to Connor Addison, and Addison has his number called for the first time tonight, taking it up to the 37-yard line. It's a first down sponsored by Tyler's Heating and Cooling. Connor Addison came into the game with some pretty healthy running numbers, 13 carries, 127 yards. You'll meet him at halftime, one of our TCU Student Athletes of the Week.
Nice pickup. Another first down for Mishawaka.
Bart Curtis and his staff looking on somewhat helplessly right now as Fisher goes forward for 2. Good tackle that time by Andres Adame. And Andreas Adame, the 5'10", 175-pound senior who was an offensive lineman as a sophomore, comes up with a stop there. He had a big game against Penn last year when we did the sectional.
Less than a minute and a half to go here in the first half. We might see Mishawaka maybe throw that rare pass here.
Nope, it's Parker on the reverse. They scored on this in the first quarter. Parker forward to the 29-yard line. That's a pickup of 6, and there's a timeout called by Mishawaka with 1:05 to go in the half. We'll keep it right here.
That just ruined the running average for Parker. He was at 55 yards per carry. Goes down to 31 now. What a carry he had that first possession for Mishawaka.
Well, Mishawaka nearly had a slip up on this drive when they put the ball on the ground, but the West End Bakery did close, and turnovers are not happening right now in Mishawaka. They have not had one this season, although the good news about the West End Bakery is it's going to reopen.
Well, they are, as a matter of fact, and everybody's sad to hear that those Mustalin buns are going to be back. And of course, Mike Doherty really upset about the cream horns coming back. That's a Thursday thing, by the way. But, yeah, great tradition will continue in Mishawaka, the West End Bakery. Hey, by the way, I want to tell you that the folks at our good friends that are taking care of us for the way we look, has got a special deal for you. And as the folks at St. Andrew's Products, they've been making masks in response to the need around the country, and they've got some special designs for Halloween. And you can get on their website and check it out. They've got different Halloween masks to make it special, and you want your kids to be safe when they're out there trick-or-treating, so Chuck will get you one.
Fisher hands off on a little Statue of Liberty type play to Drew Mason, and look at him go. Mason makes a beautiful move and goes to the end zone for the touchdown. But there is a flag on the play at the 24. Hold everything, which may have been what happened there.
There is a flag.
Chuck, one of the things about that fumble we saw from Mishawaka, it brings up the fact that the only team that can stop Mishawaka so far in this first half is Mishawaka, and this penalty might be another part of blocking below the knees.
Our first flag of the night, so Randy Clayton, Jerry Parker, Thomas Shute, Brian Sears, and Jeff Weaver get their recognition after a chop block is called against Mishawaka, block below the waist, and we'll see if you can pick it up right there. They just took the legs right out from under the defender, and it was kind of a blindside play. That's why it got called. And so instead of a touchdown, Mishawaka will be looking at 3rd and long from the Tiger 34.
Yeah. Well, I love the way Mason runs, though. Look at it as he gets toward the end zone. He even leans in toward the defender. He stops, cuts back, then leans in, so when the defender hits him, it's not going to knock him over, just straighten him up. So the penalty against Mishawaka is actually their second. Check. They did have the kickoff that went out of bounds.
Okay.
Cost them 5 yards. So very clean first half and no penalties for Warsaw.
3rd and 7. Big play here for the Cavemen. Fisher will pitch to Milan Burris. He gets to the outside, makes a move, and he got the first down. Oh, no, they spot him out of bounds at the 27. And that'll be short. It'll be 4th and 1. You'll get another look from Aegis Dental Group as to whether Burris did actually step out of bounds here. Keep an eye on the right foot in the sideline here. Right there. He stepped out of bounds, and the official was right on the sidelines observing it. So 4th and 1. Big play here, and Bart Curtis wants a timeout. It's sponsored by Ab and Tom's Auto Care.
Burris picked up about 11 yards on the play, trying to overcome the penalty. And Burris in the first half has done a good job. He's got 32 yards rushing. Boy, another great performance with that rushing numbers for Mishawaka.
Halftime at Father Bly Field, St. Joe leading Adams 14-7. Remember, the Eagles are 3-1. Alec Hardrick with a 65-yard punt return for Penn, and they lead East Noble 21-7. That game in the second. Also, Tippecanoe Valley blowing out North Miami right now. That's 46-0 in the second. Garrett leads Lakeland at the half 32-6. And New Prairie still on top of Marion 7-6. That game in the second quarter.
And for all those watching online tonight, we'll check on the scores for you at halftime, give you an update.
Also, Concord on top of Wawasee. That game now 14-7 at the half.
Eight plays in this drive already for Mishawaka, and we're down to 48.6 seconds left to go. Ball's on the 27. They've gone wide. They've gone up the middle. Let's see what Keith Kinder has up his sleeve. And he's got long sleeves on.
He was worried about what's up Bart's, but Kinder has perhaps been a little trickier tonight. 4th and 1. Fisher didn't get there. What a stick by Mason Martz. Martz with a big hit on Justin Fisher, and Warsaw has finally stopped Mishawaka on downs. Take another look on the Aegis Dental Group replay. He came like a missile from the safety position.
And not only when he hit him, he wrapped him up, took him down. Holy, that's a big play in this ball game.
Now Warsaw will get the ball first to begin the second half. So let's see if Bart Curtis plays conservatively here. He has no timeouts left. 43 seconds before halftime.
Something up that sleeve?
We'll find out in a hurry. Jaramillo behind Green in the backfield. Green wants to throw for the second time tonight. Sidearms one out there, and it's too far for his intended receiver. He was looking that time for Luke Adamek and couldn't get him.
Pass was intended for Luke Adamek.
That for Warsaw is the second pass of the night,
10.
meaning that Bart Curtis is really thinking liberally tonight, because last week against Plymouth, they ran it 62 times and threw it once.
Yeah, they've really opened things up, haven't they?
It's a veritable aerial assault. 2nd and 10.
Nice job by Green there. It was a ball that was going to be caught by his guy or nobody. Threw it to the outside. Nicely done.
Now it's a counter play with Julius Jones. He'll go for about 2 yards on the play. Warsaw looks like they want to go in hurry-up mode here. It's 3rd and 8.
The 3rd down and 8.
They do not have to run a play here. I think they just wanted to make sure that Mishawaka was responding. And now Bart Curtis is telling his guys, we're not doing anything here. We're going to let the play clock and the time expire here in the first half and go to the locker room down 24-19. So an electric first half here at Fisher Field in Warsaw. The offense is absolutely dominant in this one so far. With Mishawaka on top of Warsaw 24-19, we get ready to go downstairs for a Bills Heating sideline report. Nope, we're not going to be able to do that with the COVID rules that we have. So we'll take a break, and when we come back, you'll meet our TCU Student Athletes of the Week. It's all coming your way on the Mary's Match Be the Match halftime report. Mishawaka leads Warsaw 24-19 on 46.
And welcome back to Fisher Field here at Warsaw High School. We got a dandy underway between the Warsaw Tigers and Mishawaka Cavemen. And so we have a chance now to spend some time with our Student Athletes of the Week, brought to you by TCU. TCU reminds you to go online at tcunet.com to find out how you can become a member today. Well, representing Mishawaka High School, we got a wonderful young man, Connor Addison. And Connor, first of all, congratulations on being singled out for your work in the classroom. You're doing a great job.
Thank you, sir.
Talk about what you're involved with at Mishawaka High School. Obviously, you're involved with football, but also involved in some other things, including some club activities.
I'm involved with the Student Leadership Council at my school. Also, I'm involved in SMAC, which is a anti-drug and alcohol group, and I also play lacrosse.
I was going to say, you want to play lacrosse at the next level, you know, at the college level. What are your studies going to involve, and do you have any place in mind yet?
I haven't quite decided where I'm going to go yet, but I'm planning on studying marketing.
Well, we hope you do. Hope you come and work for us one of these days. That'd be great. Give a shout out to the people in your life that have made a difference.
I'd like to shout out my mom and dad, you know, for supporting me every step of the way, you know, coming to every one of my games. I'd also like to shout out all of my teachers that I've had. You know, they've done a great job with me, and I'm really appreciative for them.
Well, that's a good idea. Thank those teachers whenever you can. That's a great. Congratulations, Connor. Wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Connor Addison from Mishawaka High School, our Student Athlete of the Week. And now over here from Warsaw High School is Aaron Green. Aaron is a quarterback of the football team, but also involved in baseball and things like that. Aaron, congratulations on your being picked out as a student athlete.
Thank you very much.
Talk about the discipline it takes to get that done, and time management. You're involved in a couple of different sports.
Yeah, time management's pretty difficult, pretty repetitive, but once I get into the swing of things, get some repetition going, it gets a lot easier as I go through.
You play football and baseball. You might want to play one of them at the college level, maybe baseball. Shortstop and center fielder, is that right?
Yep, that's right, shortstop and center.
Got a pretty good arm?
Yeah.
You better have your quarterback of the football team. Talk about the people that have made a difference in your life, had your back.
I'm sorry?
Talk about the people who made a difference in your life.
Yeah, probably the biggest people that have made a difference in my life have been, I went to a lot of church camps growing up. Lots of my counselors helped me out along the way. My parents have been a huge deal for me. They've really helped me every step along the way with their love and support.
You guys have had some success here at Warsaw. It's great to see that. Wish you all the best in your future.
Thank you very much.
All right, Aaron Green, the quarterback and our student athlete from Warsaw High School. And again, Connor Addison, the student athlete of the week from Mishawaka High School. And our feature brought to you by TCU. TCU reminds you to go online at tcunet.com and find out how you can become a member today. We're back with some halftime stats and highlights in just a moment. You're watching the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week.
This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Crown Trophy. They're nationally known and locally owned. The Warsaw Band performing here live at Fisher Field on our Mary's Match Be the Match halftime report. Good to see a marching band out on the field. It's been a while since we've had the opportunity to see that. Been a while since we've seen a game this good, Bob Nagel. 24-19 at the intermission. Chuck and Bob high above the fray. Your thoughts on that first half?
Well, it's exactly what we thought it would be. A lot of running. There was 0 passing yards in that first half. There were no turnovers. Just 2 penalties. Not a big factor, but I'll tell you, the big plays, Mishawaka going for a long touchdown early on. That really opened the gates for them. And then the big defensive stop for Warsaw at the end of the first half. I thought that was a crucial opportunity. And Bart Curtis, made the decision not to run the clock or anything at the end. We're going to get the ball in the second half.
And that was one series where a penalty really did play a large role because it called a touchdown back. Let's show you how it got to be this way here at Fisher Field as we check out our first half highlights. Devon Parker on the second play of the game gets the Caveman on the board with his 55-yard end around, and it's 8-0 because Mishawaka went for 2 and converted. Patrick Zollinger with an answer for Warsaw, taking it in from 6 yards out, but the 2-pointer failed. It was 8-6 Caveman. Justin Fisher from 2 yards out. Again, they hit the 2-pointer. 16-6 Mishawaka at this point, but Juan Jaramillo had a big first half 6-yard touchdown run here. And again, Mishawaka answers. Fisher's second touchdown of the night is this 41-yard scamper to pay dirt. Another 2-pointer, 24-13 here. Warsaw on 4th and 4 gives it to Julius Jones. Whoop, whoop. There goes Julius cutting inside, 38 yards to the house, 24-19. Lots of happy Tiger students. Not happy defensive coordinators when they look at the numbers.
Well, Mishawaka had over 200 yards rushing in the first half, and Warsaw did a nice job with 139. Had the ball more time but less possessions because Mishawaka was able to get on the board a couple of times. One of the things about Warsaw's offense is they were averaging fewer yards but more time. And Mishawaka scored 6 points without the clock running. Those were the 3 2-point conversions. So it doesn't account for any of the game time. So Warsaw with 14 minutes plus of game time in that first half, but Mishawaka on top by 5.
And that'll do it for our halftime stats on our Mary's Match Be the Match halftime report. We encourage you to get on the Be the Match bone marrow registry list, for especially if you're between the ages of 18 and 45. The band is done, but we're not. If you're watching on the live stream, stick around. We've got a lot of scores from you from around the area after this. Friends, this edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by Imagineering Finishing Technologies, IFT, where quality is a way of life. And a way of life for us on the 46 Game of the Week are sideline reports from Bo Hunt. Bo, your thoughts on the adjustments that both coaches will try to make here in the second half?
Well, I think one of the biggest things with that first half was, basketball related. You'd like to score when the clock stopped. Well, in that case, it's free throws. Well, in football's case, it's the extra points. That's the only difference in this game is the extra point attempts, whether they're kicking them or going for them. I mean, both sides are really moving the ball. So the adjustments, they have to come on the defensive end. I think Warsaw made a little adjustment at the end of the first half there when they were able to stop Fisher on that 4th down. I don't know if they picked up something or read something, but to stop him in the backfield, that was a big adjustment for them, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Bo. And both teams getting ready for the second half. We'll give you a couple more score updates that we have that we didn't include in our live stream report. Northridge on top of Plymouth, 30-0 at the half. Tom Wogelman's defense has not given up a touchdown, a point, in the first 10 quarters. LaVille leads Winnemac 17-6 at the half. And Bremen on top of Triton, 34-0 at the half. But Bo makes a valid point, Bob, in that 3 touchdowns each side. Mishawaka has made all 3 of its 2-point conversions. All Warsaw has is the kicked extra point.
Yeah, we gave you the halftime numbers. Mishawaka with 204 yards rushing and Warsaw with 139, but a lot of yardage missing from the stat sheet in that, as Bo said, you score 6 points without the clock moving. And then you also have a situation where you had some good kickoff returns in this game that ate up a lot of that yardage and set up good field position. And, of course, Warsaw went for the onside kick, didn't get it, and that gave Mishawaka, ball at midfield or 48-yard line going in, that's like giving up 30 yards that didn't appear in the stat sheet.
So Connor George will put it on the tee for our third quarter, brought to us by the Warsaw Times Union. Julius Jones is the deep man for Warsaw, and it will be the first time tonight where Warsaw, if they score on this possession, can take the lead. A squib kick that is covered by the Tigers back at the 27-yard line. Smart decision there by Warsaw to hop on the football as Herman Flores does it. And so Aaron Green gets ready to come out at quarterback with his team 1st and 10 at its own 28.
Well, a lot of times you think, oh, let's see if we can get a quick strike, but I don't think Bart Curtis would want that. I think he'd like to continue to run the clock and run the ball down the field and then give his defense a little more time. You got a young defense and some guys that banged up a little bit in that first half, but boy, they made some big stops.
And remember, Mishawaka's defense was on the field for 14 minutes of that first half. Bo made the point earlier, you've made it as well. They could be a little bit worn down here in the second half, and finishing has been a problem for the Cavemen in these games this year. It is Jaramillo up the middle for not much. A pickup of about a yard on the play before Gavin Eggendorfer was able to shut him down that time. And it'll be 2nd and 9.
Check one of the numbers I wanted to check there at halftime was the amount of yardage that Mishawaka was able to gain on first down. And they average 11 yards per carry on first downs in that first half. Of course, that includes the 41-yard run by Fisher.
Still more than I'm sure Keith Kinder would have imagined coming in. 2nd and 9. It's Jaramillo off the left side. He's wrestled down by Keegan Maybe, the middle linebacker, having a very solid game tonight, only a pickup of 2. So immediately Mishawaka has made some adjustments and forcing Warsaw to be a little bit behind the chains here. 3rd and 7, not ideal for the Tigers.
71 yards rushing in the ball game for Jaramillo. Warsaw likes to go with that quick hitter up the middle. Let Jaramillo make a move on the linebacker, but the defensive line for Mishawaka doing a nice job of stuffing that hole.
Bo Brown, the defensive end, trying to encourage his team to come up with a big stop on 3rd and 7. Green looks, throws, has his man for a first down. That's Jackson Dawson to the 44. A first down for the Tigers.
Pass was good to Jackson
Dawson with his first catch of the year. A lot of people thought he might be the quarterback this year with that big 6'6" frame, but he's playing split end right now after missing some time with a foot problem. And a big pickup there of 13 on the first for the first down. Green will reset the play. Green's first completion of the night, and that was a huge one. Play clock at 5. Green needs a timeout. There's all kinds of confusion along the Warsaw huddle right there. Jaramillo had no idea where he was supposed to be. And so with 10:06 to go here in the third, we'll take the timeout for Warsaw, sponsored by Ab and Tom's Auto Care.
The folks want to remind you, don't settle for another boring meal. Try the new grilled buffalo chicken papadilla, a flatbread-style sandwich made from original fresh dough and loaded with grilled chicken, onions, signature cheese plus 3-cheese blend, buttermilk ranch sauce and buffalo sauce, served with ranch dipping sauce for just $6. We'd like to thank Papa John's Pizza of Warsaw. They fed our crew tonight, did a great job with that, and with great pizza and other snacks, including those breadsticks that were pretty good. Papa John's Pizza, better ingredients, better pizza.
Adams and St. Joe now tied at 14 in the third quarter at Father Blyfield. A reminder, Adams goes into that game with a record of 3-0.
Indians got a nice win last week and trying to turn things around and need a good second half against the Eagles.
1st and 10 for Warsaw at the 45-yard line. Everybody on the same page here. It's Green up the middle, and Green crashes forward for 8 yards. Aaron Green, man, what an interesting cat this is. You met him at halftime in our TCU Student Athlete of the Week. He has been made hungry by the success of this program. We told you about the spleen that he ruptured playing baseball when he crashed full speed into another fielder. Recovered from that, and he is a member of the Lake City Skiers water skiing team. And if you've seen any of their videos, they're not just doing slaloms out there on the lakes.
No, they're pretty busy.
Green, though, will slalom his way through the defense here for a first down to the 34-yard line in Caveman territory. Pickup of 13 on the play for the Warsaw quarterback. You get another look from Aegis Dental Group. Great surge that time, but Green made a beautiful read and then a superb cut inside to the linebacker, Max McCullough.
48 yards rushing for Green in this ball game as he does what he usually does.
Warsaw trying to take the lead for the first time tonight. It's Green in the backfield, and he's not going anywhere this time. Aiden Hooten, a sophomore linebacker, gets help from Keegan Mabey and finishes him off.
Terrific young player, just a sophomore, but he's got a lot of responsibility in there for Mishawaka.
Hooten had 6 tackles in their loss against Elkhart. He's a member of the Mishawaka track team, a sprinter. So 2nd and 11 for the Tigers. Adamek and Dawson, those 2 big receivers, go up to the top of your screen. Green pitches to Zollinger, and Zollinger squeezes his way down the sidelines before he's racked out of bounds by Max McCullough. Let's see where they spot this one.
It'll be 3rd down and a couple.
Well, it's going to be more than a couple because they said he went out of bounds at the 30-yard line, and so that'll make it 3rd and about 6.
And the play's not under review?
No, it is not. Bart Curtis talking to Zollinger along the sidelines, talking about how he wanted him to stay in bounds and get more yardage.
And run the clock.
Easier said than done. 3rd and 5. Pitch out and nothing doing here. What a beautiful hit by Milan Burris as he comes up and gets Tucker Curtis on Curtis's first carry of the night, and it'll be 4th and long for Warsaw. Burris did a great job of reading that from his safety position and making the open field tackle, and now 4th and 9 for the Tigers, and they're kind of in no man's land at the 33. Colton Wampler warming up on the sidelines, but this is way outside his range. Green will look to throw. Rolls, fires, has his man, Luke Adamek. It's a first down to the 18. Adamek lost the football, though. Mishawaka says they have it. And what's the signal here from the officials? There's a flag thrown on the play.
Flag now on the play.
After the play. So let's see what happens here from the call from this officiating crew. It's a dead ball foul, personal foul on Mishawaka.
Foul on the game.
But that doesn't tell us who has the ball. We'll try to give you a look here from the Aegis Dental Group as to what happened on the play. No question, it's a completion to Adamek. He makes a couple of football moves here, takes steps forward, lost the ball there, and it was recovered by Mishawaka. That should be Mishawaka football.
Watch it again from another angle.
Kanan Jewett had it in his hands at the end of this play. And Bo Hunt, you're down there right by that play. What did you see?
Guys, yeah, it was clearly a fumble. I mean, it wasn't even close. He caught the ball, made a move, fumbled the ball. The ref was standing right here in front of us and never even saw the ball fall out before the Mishawaka guy recovered it. So, yeah, it was definitely a fumble way before they even came down to the ground.
All right, fellas, so it's half the distance to the goal line, and it'll be 1st and goal at the 9. Play went to the 18 before the personal foul. Green will hand it off. Nope, kept it himself. Weaves his way through people, got down to the goal line, but not in. It'll be second and goal. Well, that'll be a play that'll be talked about for a long time when this one's over. But take another look at the Green run here. So he found a little seam, popped right through there, and only the tackle by McCullough kept him from getting in. Second and goal. Green up the middle. Did he get in? No signal. And they say touchdown, Warsaw. Aaron Green with a touchdown run. And the Tigers will go for one with the lead for the first time tonight. Matt Kowalski standing right on the goal line. And the surge by Green going in behind that big offensive line. Trace Stuckey playing center tonight, got the job done. Colton Wampler on to try the extra point. Try to make it a 2-point ball game. Snap is clean, hold is good, the kick is good, and with 6:35 to go in the third quarter, Warsaw got a huge break when this ball was not called a fumble. And the Tigers took advantage. 2 plays later, Aaron Green surged in the end zone, and Warsaw leads Mishawaka by 2 on 46. And this edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you by Intera Credit Union. We get it because we live here too. There you see Aaron Green on the sidelines for the Warsaw Tigers, just getting the touchdown to put his team in front 26-24, but a ton of time left in this one, Bob.
No question about that. Scoring drive for Mishawaka took 5 minutes, 25 seconds. They went 72 yards in 12 plays. And again, that penalty and the lack of a fumble call really helped Warsaw there. But as you said, Chuck, a lot of time, a lot of big plays left to come in this game, which is starting to line itself up as kind of a classic for us. That's all fine. Folks, you can take the first step towards selecting a college or university that will provide the right foundation for your future by attending the Christian College Fair in the Y-Camp Athletic Center at Bethel University on Monday, September 28th. That's from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Visit with different colleges and universities from all over the country, as well as learning more about financial aid opportunities. That is Monday, September 28th in the Y-Camp Athletic Center at Bethel, 6:30 to 8:30 at Bethel University. Go Pilots.
Our thanks to Harrison Insurance Agency for sponsoring the touchdown. Colton Wampler's squib kick will be fair caught at the 39 by Justin Fisher, and now flags come in late as there was contact after the play.
Fisher took the kickoff. There's a flag.
Watch here at the bottom of the screen. You'll see after Fisher goes down right there, a huge block after the whistle had blown there on the Mishawaka player, and that will cost the Cavemen 15 yards.
And it'll cost that big guy a discussion with his coach later on.
So Chris Gronkowski, the helmet says 85.
Penalty.
The uniform says 40, so I'm not sure if that's Eggendorf or Gronkowski. Probably just as well to be in witness protection after that play.
Back to the 25-yard line.
The fourth penalty of the night, all against Mishawaka, for a total of 39 yards, becoming a factor in this game.
Well, it did call back a touchdown earlier. So 1st and 10 from the 25 for the Cavemen, trailing by 2. First time they've been behind tonight. We'll see how they handle adversity. They give it to Drew Mason. Good idea. He goes up the middle for 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. What were Mason's numbers like in that first half, Bob?
Well, Mason had an outstanding first half. He wound up with 69 yards. He has 76 now for the ball game. But a nice average of about 6-7 yards a carry.
Was the ball carrier.
That's what he brought into the game. It's what he's delivering again tonight.
2nd and 3. It's Fisher on the quarterback sneak. I think Mason tackled him as much as any Warsaw player did there. And it'll be 3rd and inches.
Moves the ball.
See if they might take a measurement here. I guess not.
Just short of the 35-yard line.
3rd and less than 1. They might go right back to that play here to try to get the first down.
38 yards rushing tonight.
Confusion in the Mishawaka backfield right now, but they've got plenty of time. 12 left on the play clock.
79 yards rushing for Fisher.
Burris in motion, they pitch it to him. Going to the outside, looking for a big play. They get a couple of blocks, and there goes Burris. Out of bounds after a first down sponsored by Tyler's Heating and Cooling at the 43-yard line. A 23-yard pickup from Milan Burris. You get another look from Aegis Dental Group at the speed of Mr. Burris. He's only a junior. Member of the baseball team. He can play the snare drum too, quick with the hands and with the feet.
Outstanding carry there for Burris. He's got 3 carries tonight for 56 yards.
1st and 10 from the 43. This time Fisher keeps it, and he gets it down to the 35-yard line as he just glides forward for a pickup of 8.
Mishawaka's been pretty consistent on that first down carry. 84 yards now for Fisher.
Yard line.
Well, if they win this game, that'll be a big factor in why they were able to get it done, because Warsaw was never able to force them into some down and distance situations.
Mishawaka taking a lot of time. Warsaw taking a lot of time. Both coaches wanting the clock to move along.
Well, I think in Mishawaka's case, they want to give their defense a chance to catch its breath a little bit. Mason hurdles forward, and he got stuffed right around the first down marker. We'll see where they spot this one. Zach Ransbottom came in and made the hit that time, along with help from Zach DeFord, the linebacker.
Officials are taking a look. They get a call for the chains.
Nope, I think they're waving them forward, saying first down, sponsored by Tyler's Heating and Cooling. Well, they didn't say the Tyler's Heating and Cooling part. We did, but.
Ball at the 33-yard line of the Tigers.
Big first down carry again. Mason, 78 yards. 84 yards for Fisher tonight. Burris has had some nice carries, and
Fisher can throw, and he hits Devon Parker. And look at Parker jitterbug his way. Devon Parker to the end zone. Touchdown, Mishawaka. Holy smokes, what a play. There is an injured Tiger down on the field at the 20-yard line. But look at the moves by Parker and the missed tackles on this play. Simple little pattern. 1, 2, and then speed to burn. Parker's second touchdown of the night puts Mishawaka back on top with 4:07 to go, and they are still tending to the injured player. They're slowly getting up and hobbling to the sidelines.
The injured player is number 90, Kyle Schnackenberg.
And that's Kyle Schnackenberg, who was hurt on the play.
Mishawaka goes 75 yards in 7 plays. Took just 2 minutes and 28 seconds. And back and forth we go. Now, does Mishawaka go for 2 again?
I would think so, with a 4-point lead here. 5 doesn't do anything special for you. 6 at least forces Warsaw to make the extra point.
Warsaw Times Union wants to give a shout out to number 27, Zach DeFord, and the entire football team. Go Tigers! The Times Union is the only area daily newspaper and has been serving Kosciuszko County for 166 years. Whether local sports, news, or events, they've got you covered. For subscription or advertising information, call 267-3111.
So up by 4, Mishawaka will go for 2 here. And it's Fisher again, hurtling into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And Mishawaka goes on top 32-26. Let's take one more look from the low angle at the touchdown by Devon Parker. All kinds of black jerseys around him. And once Parker got there, you knew he was gone.
What acceleration that young man has.
Terrific 3-sport athlete at Mishawaka. He was all NIC last year. He plays basketball, runs track, and all smiles. That smile, that could light up a place. And actually, they could use some lighting up over at Jake Field right now. There's a power outage in the Wawasee Concord game at Jake Field with Concord leading 21-7.
On top of everything else, you'd hate to have to reschedule half a game. We got 4:07 to go here in the third quarter, and boy, back and forth we go. It's a real battle between two coaches that know each other well, respect each other so much, and a bunch of young players out there doing a good job for both teams.
And now Warsaw shuffling some personnel around on special teams, fearful of what Mishawaka might try to pull here with Connor George doing the kicking. It is Julius Jones deep for the Tigers.
Well, they'd probably like to keep the ball out of his hands if they can.
And the ball falls off the tee. We've still got a pretty healthy breeze here, even though darkness has descended. Lots of times it'll die down, but that hasn't been the case tonight.
Nope.
George, indeed, with a little pooch squib. That'll roll and be covered up by a couple of Tigers at the 31-yard line. So that avoids the big return, and you also take the chance that ball might squirt loose and you can pick it up on a turnover.
You're asking a guy to pick up the ball that normally is in there for blocking, not necessarily a hands team guy, and well, it's effective. We've seen it all season long. Coaches, rather than just the routine kickoff that might hang up for 4 seconds, and teams can work on their timing on that return, but not on a squib like that.
Well, let's face it, in these days of COVID, you have less practice time and less time to work on things like special teams. 1st and 10. It's Green keeping it himself, running over a couple people and taking it up to the 36-yard line. Pick up a 5. I mean, you saw Aaron Green before the game. Not exactly the most intimidating physical presence, but he's got a wiry strength about him.
And 5 he does, and an excellent arm. Good baseball player.
36
I'd like to have an opportunity at the next level to play football or baseball, but center fielder, shortstop, I said, you got a good arm. He said, well, that's my strength in baseball, and it's serving him well here tonight.
It is 2nd and 5. And it's Jaramillo keeping his balance with that low center of gravity and taking it to the 44-yard line for the first down. Juan Jaramillo back in the lineup tonight. He had 120 yards rushing in their opener against Huntington North. Only had 3 carries against Michigan City. Didn't play at all last week against Plymouth, but he's back and being a factor here tonight.
9 yards on that carry. So Jaramillo now with 80 yards in the ball game.
1st and 10 from their own 44 for Warsaw. It's Jaramillo again, sidestepping a tackler and stumbling forward, much like my speech, to the 48-yard line. Pick up a 4.
The ball carrier.
Some scores from around the NLC. Northridge now with a 37-0 lead on Plymouth in the third. Boy, Tom Wogerman's team is rolling right now. Fairfield leads Fremont 22-6 in the third. And also Concord, as we mentioned, with a 21-7 lead on Wawasee. That game is in the third. Here, 32-26, Mishawaka. Green keeps it himself. Oh, did he get smacked that time? Aiden Hooten came up and laid the lumber to him just past the midfield stripe at the 49-yard line. Watch this hit by Hooten.
Gain of 6, but oh, he earned that one.
It's to the 49, and that'll set up 3rd and 3 for Warsaw. Neither team, by the way, has punted tonight. Pitch to Julius Jones. Jones has the first down and more. Only a shirt tail drag down by Milan Morris kept him from going to the house that time. Pickup of 16 on the play and another Tiger first down.
Hasn't carried it too many times, but when he does, very effective runner.
He brings a burst to this offense that Bart Curtis has always liked from his wing players. Both teams have been able to exploit the perimeter at times tonight, but it only comes from the constant pounding that happens on the inside. Both offensive lines firing off the ball tonight. Jaramillo gets the handoff that time, and look at all the white jerseys around Juan after a pickup of 1. Bo Brown in there along with Tyler Fair on the stop.
You know where their bread and butter is, and they're taking care of it pretty well. 86 yards out for Jaramillo. Chuck, we could have a strange situation here tonight. We could have 4 players, maybe 5, and over 100 yards rushing.
Well, there haven't been a whole lot of stops like that from defenses tonight.
Could be the last play of the third quarter.
2nd and 9. Zollinger in motion, but Green comes back the other way and finds his man. Completes the pass to Jaramillo out of the backfield for a first down to the 17. Jaramillo with his first catch of the year, and he was wide open on the outside. 1st and 10, and let's see if Bart Curtis decides to let the clock expire. It looks as though he may. The Tigers just standing around now, coming towards the sideline. Down by 6 to end the 3. What drama we have here at Fisher Field tonight. The old coach and the pupil. You've got a team making its conference debut, coming down and taking on a team that looks like a contender for the conference title. Lots of emotion, lots of drama, lots of points. 32-26, Mishawaka after 3 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week brought to you in part by the Jordan Automotive Group. Simple, easy, stress-free. Not exactly like this game. What a ball game we've had tonight, 32-26. Mishawaka on top of Warsaw. Time to go downstairs for a Bills Heating sideline report. The pride of Bremen probably celebrating that 41-0 win by the Lions over Triton tonight. Bo Hunt, your thoughts on this one through 3 quarters?
Kind of what we expected coming in this game. We knew there was going to be a lot of running, there was going to be a lot of offense, and it was a matter of the defenses really stepping up. I thought both teams have really made some adjustments, really forcing the teams to kind of go to a little bit of trick plays, some of the pass plays, some of the reverses and counters and stuff. But I think that's what the fourth quarter is going to be all about. Which team defense can step up when those trick plays come out, guys?
All right. Warsaw band striking it up here between quarters. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the Caveman 17 as we begin the 4th. Mishawaka on top by 6. They have either led or been tied in their first 2 games this year in the 4th quarter and lost them both.
19 plays for Warsaw in the 3rd quarter, just 7 for Mishawaka.
It's the handoff to Jaramillo, and he's in the end zone for the touchdown. Half of Mishawaka had no idea Juan Jaramillo had the ball.
Touchdown, Juan Jaramillo.
And we are tied at 32. Watch the defense run away from Jaramillo. He's got the ball, and number 12 runs right away from him.
Pretty good play fake. And Jaramillo's so quick. If you don't get him early on.
Colton Wampler to try to give the Tigers the lead for the 2nd time tonight. Out of the hold of Aaron Green. Snap. Set down, kick is good. It just made it inside that left upright.
Tiger
33-32 Warsaw, and you'll get another look at the Jaramillo 6. He's got the ball coming towards you, and everybody in white is running the other way.
4 minutes and 13 seconds on that possession for Warsaw. Continue to dominate time of possession here tonight. That's the 2nd time tonight, Chuck, that we've seen a touchdown scored in the first play of a quarter. So Mishawaka did it back to start the 2nd quarter. Man, we've had a lot of things that have equaled out in the course of this ball game, including the score. It's a 1-pointer. It's fun.
There's an injured Mishawaka player. We can't make out who it is down at the 1-yard line after the extra point. I mean, we still have 11:54 to go in this one, but as you look ahead, knowing the importance this game has in the Northern Lakes Conference, Warsaw has to go to Northridge next week. That is not going to be easy for the Tigers, which makes this game all the more important. And then they have Goshen here before playing for the W Trophy over at Wawasee. Meanwhile, Mishawaka at Plymouth. Concord comes over to Steele Stadium for senior night, and then we'll have that game at Northwood on 46 in 3 weeks.
Good to see the progress that both teams make as the season moves along. Folks, this high school game of the week being brought to you by Ab and Tom's Auto Care on Old Road 30, serving Kosciuszko County since 1983. Go Tigers! Good luck tonight and for the rest of the season from Ab and Tom's. They're hiring for an experienced service writer and a service technician. Give them a call at 269-3485 regarding these positions, or if you need repairs on your vehicle. That's Ab and Tom's.
As they still tend to the injured player, we'll take a break. 11:54 to go. Warsaw by 1 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by TCU. Grow your future. Visit tcunet.com. Keegan Mabey, the injured player, carried off by his teammates over to the Mishawaka bench. Keith Kinder counting the guys on his kickoff return team. His team trailing by 1, 33-32, with 11:54 to go in this one. We can tell you Angola beat West Noble tonight 41-0. St. Joe has a 21-14 lead on Adams. That game in the fourth quarter now at Father Bly Field. And what a ball game we've had here tonight. Make that St. Joe game a final now. The Indians beat the Eagles for the first time this year, 21-14. St. Joe has rebounded nicely to go 2-2. Colton Wampler's kickoff, sponsored by Circle M Spring, and it'll be taken along the sidelines here by Milan Burris, who brings it back to the 34-yard line. Good field position for the Cavemen, 1st and 10.
Chuck, we were checking after the third quarter how the quarterbacks matched up here tonight. And for Mishawaka, Fisher doing a good job in the first 3 quarters. He's got 84 yards on 11 carries. And meanwhile, Green for Warsaw was 69 yards on 14 carries.
Final from School Field, Elkhart beats South Bend Washington 57-6. We'll see the Lions next week take on Penn. Fisher right up the gut on the quarterback sneak, picks up about 4 on the play. He is a big physical specimen, Bob, 6'2", 195 pounds. Had back surgery last summer, you'd never know it.
No, and the weight that he's got to go with his size, obviously pushed his brother off the dining room table a couple of times. I don't think CJ was quite that heavy, but young man's made himself into a terrific athlete for Mishawaka.
Keith Kinder says Fisher himself calls about 80% of their plays at the line of scrimmage. He'll pitch it out here to Connor Addison. Addison has some blocks but couldn't get between them. Good play by the Warsaw secondary as Caden Silvius and Mason Martz combine on the stop at the 41-yard line to set up 3rd and 4.
It's 3rd down.
That was a play where it looked like Addison, if he could have squeezed between those two, was off to the races, but there was no room.
Addison was 7 yards on 2 carries. 5 different ball carriers for Mishawaka tonight. 6 for Warsaw.
Fisher will keep it himself and stumble forward. He's got the first down up to the 45-yard line.
Really great presence there, knowing exactly where he had to get to for the first down.
They put it right on that stripe, and that's good enough to move the chains. First down sponsored by Tyler's Heating and Cooling.
This high school game of the week being brought to you by Circle M Spring, Warsaw's complete CNC facility, providing orthopedic components and springs to military and aerospace, as well as many other industries. Circle M Spring has the machining capabilities to handle your next project.
1st and 10 for the Cavemen. Their own 45, trailing by 1. It's the pitch to Milan Burris. They like this coming to the outside, but that time Mason Martz read it beautifully. Martz with the tackle for no gain. Really the first time tonight that Mishawaka has been thwarted, A, on first down, and B, going to the outside.
One of the things we talked about over the last couple of weeks, Chuck, is the fact that we love runners who go north and south. On that particular carry, Burris might get 2 or 3 yards if he just keeps going, but he tried to stop and cut back, wound up with negative or 0 yardage on the play.
2nd and 10. It's a handoff up the middle to Mason. That's been money tonight, and he picks up about 5 right there, right to the midfield stripe. And it'll be 3rd and 5 for the Cavemen. Meanwhile, they go to the 4th in Kendallville with Penn leading East Noble 21-16. We'll see the Kingsmen next week on 46. 3rd and 5, and the Warsaw faithful trying to make some noise and support their defense.
Sounds like a full house the way they're making noise.
Only the 2nd possession of the 2nd half for Mishawaka. Flag thrown and whistles blown. And that's usually indicative of a false start, and indeed it is. 3rd and 5 just became 3rd and 10. Another huge penalty against the Cavemen.
44 yards in penalties for Mishawaka. 0 for Warsaw tonight. And again, that's one of those numbers that, you know, with the kick returns and the 2-point conversions, it skews everything a little bit. And that's why we've got ourselves a 1-point ball game with just 8:42 to go.
I know Mishawaka's coaches were not enamored with that chop block call or that block below the waist call. Back in the first half, they called back a touchdown. Fisher will pitch to Connor Addison, and he's met by Mason Martz right there.
Addison, the ball carrier.
4th down, and it would appear to be a punt situation here for Mishawaka, but we'll see. There looked like there was a ton of room for Addison on the outside, but he didn't go there.
Couple of great big defensive stops for Warsaw in this game, including that one right there.
4th and 10, and Mishawaka will line up to go for it. Fisher wants to throw and throws back, and they read that play to Milan Burris. Warsaw coming up with the big stop from Zach Ramsbottom. And the Tiger faithful come to their feet at Fisher Field.
Zach Ramsbottom in on that stop.
Great field position for Warsaw, and they have a 1-point lead with 7:37 to go.
More lost yardage on that play. And again, you look at the 5 yards lost in the previous play and lost on the pass play. Large part unaccounted for in the total stats sheet, but Chuck, we know it's there, and it's been a big factor.
Let's go down to Bo Hunt for a quick Bills Heating sideline report. Bo, you mentioned something about Mishawaka's personnel in that series.
Yeah, that last series right there, I don't know if he was getting a break for defense or what, but one of their playmakers, Devon Parker, was not in that whole last series right there for those plays, and especially on that 4th down play, guys.
He is on the field right now on defense. Pickup of 2 that time on the carry. Looked like it was Green, the quarterback, who kept it himself.
It'll be 2nd and
it's
7.
2nd and 7. One-point game, and of course Warsaw will try to bleed the clock on every one of these plays and squeeze it down here against the Cavemen.
73 yards rushing for Green now in the ball game.
Firing off the ball, it's Green for the carry, and he takes it forward for a pickup of about 5 there to the 34-yard line. Aaron Green has been very sure-handed so far tonight. And had a problem fumbling the football earlier this season, but that has not been the case tonight. There was one fumble by Warsaw, but it was not called a fumble, and that's a key play in this game right now, too.
No question.
3rd and 3. Mishawaka in a 4-5 formation here. They hand it to Hanamio, and he's got the first down all the way down to the 28-yard line. Pickup of 6 on the play for Juan Hanamio. And the All Northern Lakes Conference back is showing why tonight.
92 yards tonight for Jaramillo.
Mishawaka. Ball at the 28
63 for Jones.
1st and 10. Less than 6 minutes to go in the contest.
I just love the game management we're seeing out there from Warsaw, waiting for that play clock to run down. It's down to about 8, 7, 6 before they snap it.
Jaramillo got stopped for a second, got loose, and still running. All the way down to the 21. The whistle never blew. Tyler Fair looking to the sidelines like, I thought he was down. You'll get another look here from Aegis Dental Group, and you can make the call at home. Jaramillo, was he still, he never touched the ground. Fair was on the ground, but Jaramillo wasn't.
When you had some cavemen standing around thinking that he was down, you got to get in there until the whistle blows.
But that's a difficult call, too. If for a player, you see a guy down like that, the last thing you want to do is get a 15-yard penalty in that situation. 2nd and 3.
Kerry should put Jaramillo right at the 100-yard mark tonight.
Jaramillo again, 1st down and more. Jaramillo all the way down to the 10.
One Jaramillo, the ball carrier.
The question here, if you're Warsaw, should you score? Do you just go for 1 and make Mishawaka get the touchdown and 2 to tie it? Or do you take a chance and go for 2 to try to make it a 2-score game?
Well, we'll find out here shortly, maybe.
1st and goal.
Mishawaka's still looking for a big stop on their half tonight because Warsaw's had a couple of them.
Green looking over to the sidelines. Play clock down to 5. It's Jaramillo up the middle. Jaramillo all the way down to the 4.
Jaramillo again for the Tigers.
And a timeout is called by Mishawaka with 4:12 to go. Mishawaka trailing Warsaw by 1, but the Tigers on the move on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by the Indiana High School Athletic Association, partnering with TV 46 for 30 years. Keith Kinder on the sidelines, hoping his defense can come up with a big stop. Bart Curtis trying to punch in another score right here, a 1-point ball game.
Warsaw Athletics Department and coaches would like to give a big thank you to all the amazing fans, parents, corporate sponsors, teachers, and staff for working together as a team the Warsaw way. We support what Warsaw Tigers are all about, and your support makes the Warsaw Tigers family successful. Thanks, everybody, from Warsaw.
We were telling you earlier about a power outage at the Concord Wawasee game. That game has been suspended. There was a fire at a transformer, and they'll try to resume it on Saturday.
Chance to see some extra football on Saturday.
Congratulations to John Glenn. They beat Jimtown tonight for the first time since 1990. The final 10-7 Falcons over the Jimmies.
Well, we had a question about John Glenn going into that game, and
they answered.
Yeah, got a chance to see them perhaps later this season.
2nd and goal from the 4 for Warsaw, 4:12 remaining. Green to Jaramillo. Jaramillo stopped at the 2. Gavin Eggendorfer wraps him up and throws him down. The 6'1", 240-pound senior probably just fine with Warsaw, 3rd and 2.
You'll say he runs some more clock.
Well, not when Mishawaka calls a timeout. Using its timeouts here to prevent Bart Curtis from bleeding it all the way down.
Folks, I want to tell you that tonight's game is being brought to you by Beth Harrison at Harrison Insurance Agency. Beth says, go Tigers. Win tonight and have a great season. Contact Beth at 268-2200. That's 268-2200 for all your insurance needs. Beth Harrison is your hometown State Farm agency.
Next week on TV 46, 2 Class 6A teams go head-to-head on the banks of the Elkhart River. Penn takes on number 8 and undefeated Elkhart at Rice Field. Watch it live on YouTube, Facebook, and the Champions Network at 7, Friday night 11, and Saturday morning at 9. Elkhart plays a different style ball than what we've seen here. Mishawaka and Warsaw, including tonight, have combined for 24 passing attempts all season. Elkhart threw it 23 times last week in that very impressive win over Columbus East.
It's an impressive ball club. Folks, this broadcast brought to you in part by Imagineering Finishing Technologies, saluting the players, coaches, and all the team members who worked so hard to be successful. At IFT, we put our team to work for you, setting the standard for metal finishing solutions. Reach us at iftworldwide.com. Like the teams in this game tonight, they're working toward a great finish.
3rd and goal from the 2 for Warsaw. Jaramillo behind Green. Green keeps it, or did he give it to Jaramillo? It's hard to say. Jaramillo stops short of the end zone. And Mishawaka will use its last time out with 3:59 to go. 4th and goal from the half-yard line. Watch again, Jaramillo. That time the knee definitely down, and he wasn't even close.
Short of the goal line. 4th.
Well, again, we've seen some big stops on 4th down tonight. Certainly 2 of them by the Warsaw Tigers. Let's see if Mishawaka can bow their neck.
It was a 4th down stop, 2 of them by Mason Martz defensively so far tonight, that have been huge here for the Tigers in changing the momentum of this football game. And now they can be in control if they can punch it in here.
What a ball game. What a chess match. 33-32, under 4 minutes to go. And even if Barton Curtis doesn't get in here, can Mishawaka go 99 yards in less than 4 minutes?
Normally these two guys, Keith Kinder and Bart Curtis, call each other 3 times a week. Didn't talk at all this week until tonight. And Bart said, I'm sure at some point we'll share a few beverages and he'll ask me, why did you do this here? Or what alignment, why were you in that alignment? And I'll ask him the same. They do truly love each other. They have a special bond between one another, and they both are terrific football minds.
Love the way they work it. And again, no turnovers in this game, although we thought there was one. And that's a key. Defensive stops have been a key. And now the Mishawaka caveman trying to come up with an answer. And Chuck, I don't know. I think you got to watch Jaramillo. Obviously, Jaramillo or Green.
One would think. Jones and Zollinger line up at the wings. There you see how far they've got to go. It's Green up the middle. I don't know that he made it. Official comes in from the side, and there is no signal of touchdown.
Other than the Warsaw sideline.
He did not make it. Oh, touchdown, Warsaw. Wow.
Touchdown, Tigers.
That was the longest call before a touchdown you'll ever want to see.
Aaron Green.
Take another look on the Aegis Dental Group replay. Warsaw's going to go for 1. Green, that angle won't tell you anything.
A couple guys push it at him. Teammates to push him forward.
Colton Wampler for an extra point that would make it an 8-point ball game.
Mishawaka would have life. See if it's a fake.
Mishawaka nearly blocked the last one. They didn't get to this one. Wampler knocks it through, and it's 40-32 Warsaw with 3:48 left. Let's take another look at the Green touchdown from down low. Now, you're still angled off the goal line here, but watch. His helmet didn't even make it across right there. Now his helmet would finally be across the goal line. The question would be, has the whistle blown? Officials are moving in, so you would think so. But I don't see how either one of the side judges would have seen it clearly.
Chuck, I think Mishawaka's got to be thrilled with the fact that it's an 8-point game. They've only got 3:48 to go, but if you get in the end zone and get 2, we could be going overtime.
You've read my mind. It could well be headed to some extra football tonight. We'll see. 3:48 seems like an eternity in this game. We welcome all of you watching on our Facebook live stream tonight, sponsored by the Bethel University College Fair, September 28th. I know one of our former co-workers, Warren, his family's sitting there through the fires right now. We wish them nothing but the best as they have to stay inside because of the air quality out where they live. So, what a ball game here.
We have not been cheated here tonight, nor has anybody made it out to the ballpark tonight.
By the way, the touchdown and the extra point sponsored by the Harrison Insurance Agency. We appreciate their sponsorship tonight. Circle M Spring about to sponsor this Colton Wampler kickoff, and you see Devon Parker back deep.
Noticed on the sidelines that Justin Fisher was having a talk with Keith Kinder, and he doesn't faint from this opportunity. He's looking forward to it.
Oh, you betcha he is. Kick will go all the way down, and Parker takes it at his 2. Could have let it get in the end zone. Instead, he decided to bring it out, and it proved to be a worthwhile choice as he gets to the 22, picks up a couple extra yards. So 78 yards and 3:39 with no timeouts. That's the challenge before the Mishawaka Cavemen, to try to avoid going 0-3. You take those 3 games and put it with the playoff loss to Valpo. Mishawaka has not lost 4 games in a row since 1996.
Unbelievable.
But a long way to go before that's the case. Fisher keeps it himself and gets around the outside, and Justin Fisher, Mason Martz will finally drag him down at the 48. That's a 27-yard run for the Mishawaka quarterback, and a first down sponsored by Tyler's Heating and Cooling. I don't know, is there such a thing as scoring too soon in this situation?
You could have. That's 116 yards rushing tonight for Justin Fisher. He becomes the second player in this game over 100 yards. Mason's at 93.
Fisher pitches. Milan Burris tries to get around the corner and does, and knocked out of bounds at the 44-yard line. We have a flag on the play. It's illegal motion against Mishawaka.
Wow. 49 yards in penalties against 0 for Warsaw.
That factor may have been mentioned a time or two by the Mishawaka sideline here in the second half. So a 5-yard mark off makes it 1st and 15 as Keith Kinder checks his play sheet.
A 1st and 15.
Still 3:12 to go. Plenty of time here for the Cape.
43-yard line.
Hart Curtis knows that on the other side. Fisher pitches to Burris. Same play as the last time. Burris still on his feet. Milan Burris to the 41-yard line, and that's a first down. Sponsored by Tyler's Heating and Cooling. What a run by Burris.
Gain to 17 on the play.
Take another look at the missed tackles here by the Warsaw defense.
42-yard line.
2 of them right there. Caden Silvius and Zachary Dykes.
73 yards rushing tonight for Burris.
1st and 10. Fisher runs into Mason. He'll come the other way, but that's usually not his game. And it wasn't this time. Rough execution that time by the Cavemen. They'll hustle up to the line of scrimmage on 2nd and 11.
That's not a turnover or anything like that, Doug, but it sure had a negative effect.
It puts them behind the chains for the 2nd straight time. Fisher checks the wristband. You hear the Tiger faithful beneath making noise. Fisher will pitch to Burris. Burris took that pitch deep in the backfield, and he'll be lucky to get to the 40, and then we've got a late flag that comes out for holding.
Mark made the tackle. There is a flag on the play.
And that's going to be a horrible penalty here if it goes against Mishawaka for them to take in this situation. Holding against the Cavemen.
69 yards and penalties.
Aegis Dental Group brings you the replay. Keep an eye on number 89 here for Mishawaka. And, well, is that a hold or is it just shoving the guy?
Well, they thought he held him just long enough to maybe stop his momentum.
So 2:01 to go. Mishawaka is marched back to the midfield stripe. They have to get to the 32 for a first down. It's 2nd and 18.
Well, that's the 50-yard line.
Obviously, 4-down territory. And now a timeout called by Warsaw as Devon Parker was lined up wide to the right, and Bart Curtis didn't like that matchup.
He didn't like it at all and made a good timeout there. Folks, Brian Peterson Real Estate is a proud sponsor of Warsaw Athletics. They say go Tigers. Whether buying or selling, make your next move with us. Work with a leader in Northern Indiana. You can view every home in Kosciuszko County at BrianPetersonRealEstate.com or give them a call at 265-4801. Go Tigers from Brian Peterson Real Estate.
2nd and 18, Bo Hunt, Bill's Heating sideline report. I know you're a big fan of Devon Parker, or at least I kind of envisioned that here tonight. How do you get the ball into his hands on this play?
Well, I honestly thought it was that last play right there, and I think Bart Curtis did a good job of calling that timeout and watching out for it because he split out just about 5 or 6 yards farther than he normally does, and it just looked like it might have been like a quick slant type of thing, giving him some room to run. So we'll see what happens, but some type of reverse maybe, counter play, but yeah, definitely need to get in your playmaker's hand, that's for sure.
Bart Curtis over on the sidelines, shouting instructions to his defense. 219 wins in his Hall of Fame career. He'd love to get number 220 here at the expense of his former team. No hard feelings. He just wants to win. So does Keith Kinder.
Fisher picked up 28 yards on a run to start this drive.
And Fisher will keep it himself, darting inside for a pickup of 6. It's 3rd and 12. And Mishawaka will scramble to get up to the line of scrimmage here.
34 made the stop.
122 yards rushing tonight.
Geek.
For Fisher.
Zachary Geek made the stop.
Fisher will trade any stats he has in order to get a W. And again, they split Parker well wide to the right. And that's who they want to throw it to. And intercepted. Intercepted. Caden Silvius, and that'll do it. Caden Silvius with the pick, and the Warsaw Tigers are going to pull this one out. His 2nd interception of the year.
Number 8.
Fisher looking the whole way, and Silvius picked up the throw just before it hit the ground. Let's see another look from Aegis Dental Group. Oh, that ball hit the ground. That ball hit the ground. That should have been an incompletion.
My goodness. That's the first turnover of the ball game.
Wow, Bo Hunt, you're right down there. You saw it too. What'd you see?
Same side as before. Guys got me?
Yeah, same side as before.
Yeah,
you're right.
Same side as before. Same play. Same sideline. The ball hit the ground, plain as day. I mean, I'm sitting here 15 yards away from the ball and could see it just hit the ground, bounce back up.
Victory formation for the Tigers, and the celebration is on for the home team at Fisher Field. And what a heartbreaker for the Mishawaka Cavemen, who fall to 0-3 for the year. And their 3 losses to high-quality teams in Marion, Elkhart, and Warsaw. And you couldn't have asked for a better football game tonight.
No, we couldn't. And again, Mishawaka has given up 119 points, and they scored 103, 16 points away from being undefeated the other way.
One more snap after that ought to do it.
Green with the knee.
Aaron Green and the Warsaw Tigers will go to 3-1 and 2-0 in the NLC, headed into a huge showdown with Northridge next week at Raider Field.
Boy, it's hard to say this early in the season. We're getting toward the midpoint of the season, but hard to say that the conference could be decided, but that sure looks like it next week with Northridge.
Green with the knee.
That does it from Fisher Field. Bart Curtis on his way to shake hands with Keith Kinder. Bart Curtis giving some of his former players that he had when they were freshmen. Devon Parker gets a hug. Lots of handshakes between these two teams. And Warsaw and Mishawaka are all done at Fisher Field. The final score, the Tigers 40, Mishawaka 32. We're back to talk about it on the R&B Car Company postgame show after this on 46.
Thanks for watching the WHME TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by
Try going to sleep after that one. 40-32, Warsaw beat Mishawaka tonight in a game that had more big plays than William Shakespeare ever wrote. My goodness, all kinds of offense, controversy, couple of big defensive stops, everything you could want in a high school football game tonight.
Well, as Bo Hunt pointed out at halftime, so much of the game was decided early on by the two-point conversions by Mishawaka, but Mishawaka also had 69 yards in penalties, and Warsaw had none. Now, again, your coach on the sidelines might say, hey, but it didn't seem like there was any kind of a momentum swing. Mishawaka lost their composure one time. They had a personal foul call, and there was a couple other, just the small calls, but, man, it made a big difference in this ballgame.
You can't take away, though, from some terrific individual performances in this game, and one of them was from our player of the game who's standing by now with Bo Hunt.
Standing by with our student-athlete player of the game, Juan Harmelia. Juan, first off, congratulations on the victory tonight.
Thank you.
Coming in here tonight, Mishawaka, you guys welcome to the NLC. Just talk about the preparation for this game.
All week, they knew what was going to happen. Our coaches had a great scheme for us. Coach Curtis, he's obviously been a coach in Mishawaka. He knew exactly what they were going to do. He had a great scheme for us. I don't know how to say it. We just prepared, busted our butts off, worked all week. We knew it was going to be a tough game, but we're here and we're on.
You guys were down for most of the first half, and into the second half, you took the lead, they took it right back. What just kept you guys motivated just going forward, knowing that you guys could pull out this victory?
How Coach Curtis says, go 1-0 every week. That's it.
Yeah, you guys, last year we got a chance to see you out here last year against Penn, winning the sectional. You guys now 2-0 in the conference play. Just thoughts on moving forward?
We're just gonna keep working, keep, getting better each week. Doesn't matter what happened last year. It's a new year, and we'll hope for the best.
Hey, congratulations! Best luck for the rest of the season.
Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Bo. Thanks, Juan. And partner, if the Warsaw Tigers move forward in the Northern Lakes Conference, that game next week at Northridge, absolutely critical to their success.
It's going to be big for both teams. Obviously, at this point of the season, you said Northwood's calling us, asking us why we're not including them. There's a lot of good games still to come, obviously, in the conference. One of the things about when you look at Juan Jaramillo and the performance he had was so steady throughout the game, Mishawaka against Marion and Mishawaka against Elkhart kind of faded toward the end of the game and might have done it again tonight. And so they've got to work on the conditioning. After a week off, when the Goshen game was canceled, I thought maybe they'd be a little fresher. And they played very well to start the game and didn't seem to have much to finish it.
Cavemen are 0-3. I still think they're a really good team. I think they're a dangerous team. They'll play Plymouth next week. I wouldn't want to necessarily be Plymouth, because this is a team that's going to be incredibly angry right now.
Yeah, and they got to know that they got to play every play throughout all four quarters and not allow themselves to get behind the stakes and not get behind in the penalty category.
Our thanks to our TV 46 crew who helped bring you this one tonight. Also, thank you to Roman Smith, the Assistant Athletic Director here at Warsaw, and Eric from the IT department, because anybody who enjoyed the live stream tonight, it was thanks to those two men. A reminder that next Friday night, oh, what a football game we have planned for you. The two big guns of Northern Indiana, Elkhart and Penn, head-to-head on the banks of the Elkhart River at beautiful Rice Field. We're on the air on YouTube, Facebook, and the Champions Network at 6:45 with pregame, and then you'll see it on TV 46 Friday night at 11 and Saturday morning at 9. And don't forget to follow us on social media at the 46 Sports on Twitter. Now for my Hall of Fame partners, Bob Nagel and Bo Hunt, it's Chuck Freeby. Once again, the final, Warsaw 40, Mishawaka 32. So long from Lake City.